just get by in life before we die. I only live a single time, no chances to revive. Days are slip away sometimes when pressure holds too tight. Only I can make up my mind and override the fight. I've been patient, waiting for an answer, contemplating. Didn't get me any closer to the reason why I feel the need to do it
How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are all having a good one. We got some dual. Let me see if the webcam is looking okay. It's kind of okay. I'm wearing a red shirt. I feel like every time I wear red, the webcam usually freaks out and makes me look all kinds of weird. But yeah, we'll just roll with that, dude. It's not like I have any other clothes I can wear. I need to do laundry and stuff. But yo, we got duels today over on the EU region. I don't know if any of you guys care about like game awards and all that. But am I the only person, and this is gonna sound weird, am I the only person when I hear like the show Game Awards, for some reason my brain defaults to gamer words? Am I the only one? It's like every time I say Game Awards or think Game Awards, I'm like, haha, Game Awards. You know what I mean? Like, am I the only one, dude? I swear I feel like I'm the only one. But that's how my brain works. It just the word gamer words are just like, why are those two so close to each other? Either way, Fate of Old Republic, honestly, dude, I feel like Star Wars. Honestly, I'm the kind of guy that's been disillusioned by everything that's been coming out from Star Wars in a recent history. Like, the only thing that was good is the game with Cal Kestis, the first one. Some people said the second was really good, but I thought the first one was really good. I was like, yes. And like, first 2 seasons of Mandalorian, everything else, I've been pretty much disappointed in. I'm not gonna lie, just genuinely disappointed in. That being said, that little trailer of the Fate of the Old Republic, I got a little excited. I got a little hopeful. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little hopeful. You know what I mean? The Old Republic time is so much better. I agree. I love the idea of, that's why I like the prequels. I really like the prequels because they're pretty much close to that Old Republic type of a feel where, you know, the Jedis were at the top of the power or whatever, right? It's a very interesting timeline, in my opinion. I've really enjoyed it. Clone Wars, the Old Republic, are the best too. Yes, I agree with that too. I really enjoyed the second movie in prequels, mostly because of the Clone Wars. And like, I seen that as a kid. I just like the idea, the concept. You know, what's up, Special Guy? How you doing, my guy? Anyway, today we got duels. Anyway, I was just gonna say, I really, why am I seeing all NPC names? I don't know. Why am I seeing pet names? Is that normal? Name. For some reason it shows my name. I don't know. Do you see my name? I could see none. For some reason pets is showing up. Is that normal? I don't know why. It's distracting that I see like this dung beetle and I see the name of it. Okay, I do have a gun. I can wipe them out one by one at least. Why don't they showing up even after they're dead? I feel like I did somewhere with the settings. I'm not even sure. But we got duels today. How do I even list this? I completely forget, dude. I completely forget. Molten core. Also, Toxic wanted me to check out his house. So I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to try to see if I can find him on BNet. Because I do have him added somewhere. Here we go. Let me get the music going too. Because I feel like I'm awkward without any music in the background. Anyway. Yeah, Divinity. I'm a big fan of Divinity. That's the only game I was like super excited for. But I gotta look at some of the other like trailers. Lara Croft game looks pretty good. Like, kinda good. Not gonna lie. Like, it's a little teaser, but I kinda liked it. Not gonna lie. Clone Wars games were so good too. Oh, dude. Yeah, Battlefront games. Yeah, the original Battlefront games were so good. Ka-chow, Dan. Yo, are we about to get a first team that quick? That immediate? My man. Where's Toxie? I want to see if he is on right now. He'll be Toxie. There we go. Home interior. I'm gonna go visit his home. I'm gonna go say hello. hey. I'm gonna switch to a raid in a second. Hopefully we have... I don't know if we have Johnny tonight or not, but we'll just try to see if we can make a second group anyway. Unless Johnny already has one ready to go. I just needed to get my BNet going because I did get some messages. It was from Dan, and Dan says, yo, someone invited me? Yeah. Yeah, we'll go back in there, man. Max now? Yo, Max? Okay, we got Max in here too. Let's go. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna make the lead here on Nesmeshka. And I'm gonna start the other group. Beautiful. This group is set. Come to my house? I will. The cool thing is I can visit your homes from like Battle.net. And as long as I have you added on Real ID, I can like look you up. Alright, Molten Core. Let me get a second group going because we got one. I'm gonna get a second one real quick. If you guys want to join it, more than welcome to. It's listed. I'm gonna check out Toxie real quick. And look, he's got like this graveyard with trees and everything. And he's got a little path over here. You got all these graveyard things. Runeblade, you push 3400 Blitz, currently highest yet. Good luck, my man. Yeah, dude, get it. Get it. 2400 first for the season is fantastic. I love the guillotine. I like how he didn't go like super heavy on the outside of the house, right? Bunch of trees, bushes. It doesn't look like it's like pre-placed. It looks like it's like just stuff that's in the game, right? It looks like a developer went in and put a bunch of these things out here. Some flowers here. The flowers are a little odd. I feel like this should be maybe like by the graveyards or pretty close to graves. Or maybe like within the bushes or something. Got a little bit of like a spider web. It's really chill. I really like it. Definitely not space for those arena. What, in that outside? Yo, the inside. Yo, I like the random overgrown like shrubbery. And then, oh hey, what's up? Just checking out your home. It's got like some seating arrangements, a book, big old vat of toxic. I like this a lot. I want to be able to make this. I think you need alchemy maybe. I want to say it's Wrath of Lich King alchemy. Big old rogue thing in the middle. It's got a bunch of vials out here. That looks sick, man. A little buff. I almost want to run over it. See if it buffs you. There's you have the bed down here. I mean, I guess that works. Got a bunch of these things up here. Just a random. I like how overgrown everything looks. I like what you just did with that. Another bed. Oh, it's like a jumping puzzle here. Yo, that's sick. Hell yeah. And there's another like horde. I was gonna say horde, but like a PvP looking. I guess it's just a room like any other. Does it go anywhere higher? Are you gonna try to make it like go up higher? That's sick. I like it. I like it lots. If you guys want to join us, we got the group listed right, by the way. Broken to check out your house. Exactly. Dude, I've been checking out my friends' homes recently. I put some in my house, man. I posted it on Discord. If you guys want to check it out, come drink tea. Hold on. Let me go to Dandoin's house, man. The houses. Undefeated forever. That was the neighborhood is called Undefeated Forever. We really gotta add like a little icon for like a lightsaber or a horde neighborhood. They need to add one of those. Looks like a crypt. I mean, I think it's simple and I like it. The simplicity is what I really like about it. Vandar, what's up, man? I won't be able to read your messages, unfortunately. Yeah, dude. Glad would be a hell of a run. I believe in you, man. Let me see. Shiny, raw, beautiful. So we got just a lot of stuff out here. Saya's in. Beautiful. Let me convert to raid. We need one more and we're good. All right. So it's kind of like, it looks like you basically just took all the cool things out here and just create a little like park bench with a tiger gong, I guess. And there's like a fountain, a bench, and a table. There's like a book, stone, little picnic thing. I guess like a picnic thing. Carts, little pagoda looking thing. And just a bunch of like, okay. Okay. I like it. It's kind of homey. But it kind of looks like it's what I did with my first house in beta. It's like, oh, this looks cool. Let me place it here, but I don't really know what to do with it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's a smattering of things that's not necessarily themed, but I kind of like the uniqueness of it. Do you have any like, but I'm also, oh, you got the vines. I know, oh, you actually got like the Zalatoth thing. How do you get that again? Is that a midnight pre-order thing? Do I have it? Do I need to craft it? Make a Dal neighborhood and you could have the craziest arena blitz ever. That'd be great. We got last one, bird. All right, well, we got groups ready. I like it. Now, there's a bit more uniformity when you get inside the house. Is that like a hotel looking thing? Is that supposed to be like a concierge area or something? There's like books and things. Sofas, a big ass mirror. I like how open everything is. I like how open this room is. Like half a fountain in. There's the fireplace. Ah, secretive bookcase. I see, dude. Every time I look at a bookcase, I'm like, that's got to be secretive, right? That's got to go somewhere. I like the kitchen. Yeah, I made a kitchen myself, but it didn't really... Oh, it's like a bedroom and a kitchen together. Or one of the sleeping rooms in a kitchen. Boys, we got so many of you out here today, dude. We might have to make a third group or something, dude. Oh, let's see where this goes. Okay. Bed and table. It's like you put like a library. Oh, wait. Are they still moving? Okay, they don't actually go anywhere. Okay, I was thinking they actually go somewhere. Unless... maybe one of them... I was gonna say maybe one of them hides the secret entrance. As a bath, dude. Is that a toilet? That is a... Hey, dude, everybody has a toilet in a home. I am the only house out of like a handful that doesn't have a toilet. I feel like everybody else adds one. And I'm just like, dude, you could make a fantasy house. I'm going back out. You can make a fantasy... I'm gonna go this way. Make a fantasy house. Okay, it's like a war room. I like it. I like it. Hell yeah. I also hate how when you make the chair big, like the Blood Elf's feet sink in there. I wish they changed that a little bit. So like as you enlarge it, you don't look like you're sinking in. But that's a Blizzard thing. That's not really you. Yeah, I like it. I like it lots. We are gonna do like maybe like a second story and like, cause you could maybe, can you convert this into like a 2-story octagon room and like make a staircase? Cause I don't know how you're gonna expand. Like, are you gonna have to reduce stuff or are you gonna like, where are you going? Are you gonna try to like expand upwards? I can't understand anything you're saying, by the way. Being Blood Elf and you being a dwarf, we can't communicate. Although we have each other BNet, which is weird. I feel like we should be able to communicate with one another. We can communicate via whispers. I like it. Like it lots. All right, I think we're ready, boys. Okay, both teams are ready. I'm gonna make I guess I'll make Saya lead, right? I'll cook for you. I definitely want to get you in, man. I cannot right now. Shiny, do I have Shiny or anybody else lead? I guess I'll make Saya lead or Radimus. I'll make Saya lead. I'll make Saya lead. It doesn't mean that Saya essentially is like a guaranteed as a paladin in the group. Unless you pick up Toxian, he takes his spot. And we can just pass Saya around from group to group. You know how paladins are, chat. Match. NS. Where's this first cat? Where's this first cat? He is... Oh, his BNet is actually full name. Nasmishka. Nasmishka. And... IR5 Nagrand 1. I think that'll do it. Although now I'm stuck in the Alliance neighborhood. I feel like I need to bail. I need to go back outside to like Orgrimmar. I'm so used to hanging out there. Can you do it in the housing instance? You might be able to. I haven't tried. But maybe. Very possible. Yeah, that'd be kind of sick if you could. My house is literally just an armory. I like it. I mean, hey, if you have a house with a purpose, like a mage's tower with a bunch of books, that's sick. A big ass armory, also really sick. I have a small video on Discord showing off my house. It's just like a normal house. Part of it being night elf, part of it being like human. I'm thinking of how I want to expand it. I just don't really want to change the rooms that are already created. I just want to add more rooms. I have this like little secret doorway into like a rogue room, but I feel like that could just maybe go into like a basement looking thing. And I can't really like, can't even imagine like what I'd do to make more rooms or whatever. But yeah, problem is everyone would have to have everybody on BNet. Yeah, you do. You would have to have each other. Oh, at least one person add or BNet. You could all go to the same house. Which. Yeah. It's gonna be Cardath over on the team 1, ready to go. I still like his whole like simple, almost like a classic mage set. And then the tabard that's so impossible to make sets with for some reason. Young gonna be first up. Fire? No, Frost. It's just the fire shield kind of takes it over. Bird, try to see if he can swing around. Is gonna charge in. Does get the dots in. Over with the bleeds onto Young with a bit of that reverse bling. Young able to back up out of there. Unfortunately for a warrior, this matchup is definitely one of your worst. Getting frozen around the corner with a frozen orb just constantly pelting him down. More, flurries out with a knockback for Young. Am I sound enabled or disabled? I could barely hear it. Gotta be a full parry up for Bird. But he just kind of stuck in a ring of Frost with Young ready to go for a big setup. While frozen with the Ring of Frost, that does count as properly frozen. So you get a huge shatter value. Nothing that a warrior could have done in that situation, unfortunately, with Rao. Try to see if you can prowl on here. If you can put up some bleeds and let the mage bleed, he'll be golden. Stun, unfortunately, mage will always have a blink all the time immediately, so any kind of damage is going to take is going to go really aggressive with that stun. Opener, Rao switching out, Barskin, but it's still going to be a bunch of shatters. Barskin is going to help him live this. Incarnation is active, so right now he wants to maximize the damage. For Young, he basically is to be constantly pelting the druid at all times while kiting him as best as he can. That blink, unfortunately, does put him in a bad spot with a stun out of Rao, who is able to capitalize on it. Young's going to try to see if he can poke out a block. And as long as he can just constantly keep the Feral Druid in combat and not let him reset, he'll be golden. That is his best take right now. That's his best case scenario. It's just constant damage on the Druid. Got himself some damage. Breath, unfortunately, does not connect. Blinking, that's an opportunity for a stun. If Rao goes in for a stun, that's going to be great. I don't know if he's going for a maim. Quick heal in bear form. Try to see if he get back over there. Pre-invis by the mage. Another stun with a bash, as it's going to be tricking out Young with an ult on top of it. Try to go for a spike. Almost lets it go. Almost let this fight go, but not quite. Rao does get interrupted. Back in the cat form. Can go bear form and trowel form to just shift out a little bit. Shift the power out for Young. He does have a stun available. That's going to be a nice skull bash. Breath, that's going to be a stun ready. Trinket available for Rao. I think he's going to have to go for a trinket here. His trinketing. Does he get second stun? He got hit with a second stun. Wait, he tricketed the rooting effect, but not the stunning effect. Barskin does keep him alive. Heart of the Wild helping him survive just a little longer. Young needs to keep the constant pressure rolling, trying to get a spike, but so far just has not been able to land one. Another kick. There's going to be full juke. Cannot go for a bash yet. Young needs to make sure he's got himself a blink for the next stun. Glacial Spike with Shatter. I think with Shatter. Got himself the pet, slowing down Rao. Rao just needs to get the bleeds up and then AFK. Let the bleeds and AFK. Let the bleeds do sing. And if Young separates too far away, look at him melting. Look at him melting. There's not much you can do. He might have to go for a second block. Maybe sit down for some mage food. His images are running in, unfortunately keeping him in combat, which is good for Rao. Bad for Young. Into a couple of moonfires from a distance. Pyro shifted just to make sure he is constantly on the move. Young continued to make the damage happen. Brad is going to have to be a block. That was actually so close. He almost went down. Almost went down with that one. That is so unfortunate for the mage. And he is definitely behind versus Rao. No more blocks. Unless he gets himself another stun lock, Rao does not have a trinket. Wait, maybe a shifting power get a breath back into a proper stun. Barskin is going to be available, but maybe Young can still get the shatter combos and then follow up. This could be an opportunity. I think the mage is definitely in a bit of a rough spot, but he could make something happen. Breath, freeze, everything. He's got himself the perfect setup. Biggest combos ever. Into a spike. Everything's available. All the crits have went out, but the Barskin keeps the bear alive, and a quick bear form for instant regen. At 16% dampening, gives him plenty of recovery. A trinket is available for Young. He doesn't have a block. He has invis. So he's got defensives. All Rao needs is to get a full set of bleeds onto Young at least once, and it's over. And it's actually just over for the mage. He does catch a Prowl, which is not great for Young, but if he picks up the eyes, the Prowl is nowhere nearby. Knockback. Does he see the cat? He sees the cat. Breath immediately connects. You have another stun. Next stun could maybe could make some work of it because Barkskin is down, but the trinket is up. Charred, but not a skull bash. Does take a lot of damage. Wait, Rao. He's got wall. He's got a rage regen. He's got a renewal. He just sent it into a quick interrupt onto a Rao. Does he go for the wall? He's trying to see if he can avoid giving up wall. Waiting for the Barkskin to be back up. Bash to the Young. Does have a trinket. Knockback does not connect. Rao catching a re-stealth. Having to go to bear for him. Skull bash interrupt on the Frost. Breath unfortunately does connect with a freaking Frost again. Does go for the trinket. Trying to avoid the shatter combo as best as possible. The bleeds are in. Young does have Rao super low. Like maybe he just presses wall and just commits. I think he just gotta press wall and maybe commit. That's, I think, a bit of a bar and held together with Battlemasters. Does Young actually turn this around? I feel like for Rao, he's such a good spot right now. It is going to be a full stun. No outs. Meteor barely connecting. Power shifted to make sure the rooting effect, the slowing effect from the Snowdrift doesn't catch up to a full stun. But Rao, I think, is done and done. Did have a wall unless he did not. Unless he sent it before and just never... It never showed up on my UI, which might be a possibility, honestly. Radimus is up next. Just needs a handful of hits. For Young, unfortunately, there's just not much you can do. Pally walks in, Wake of Ashes, taking him out. And they see it. Uh-oh. We'll get you back in here, yeah? Try to see if you can log back in. Maybe it'll let you back in the game. But it definitely would give you a chance. Is Carden just gonna go just get it? Because I saw one mage getting clapped, but he had no defenses. Carden is immediately getting clapped from the get-go by Radimus. Not giving the mage even an opportunity to get any recovery whatsoever. Does go for the trinket out of that stun. Radimus, if he gets interrupted on a holy dude, that Searing Glare is playing with fire. Good thing Carden does not connect with that kick. Is going to be a quick invis. Does have a bit of DR. Still landing on Poly either way. That wasn't laying hits on a Radimus and a Spell Warden. So he's actually used a lot of big button immunities versus Cardath, who got a Poly. Sit it down for food. You ain't gonna get much heat. That's gonna be the shortest, what's it called? Your fire? I was thinking of setting up someone for Frost, but he can actually do a lot of damage as Fire Mage. He can just run circles around Radimus. He's gonna try to load for a Polymorph, but it's super DR'd. Cardath with no health whatsoever. Are you just gonna let Cauterize proc? I think he's gonna let it, yeah. Cauterize and block, and breaks out of it immediately. Trying to see if he can end this duel right now. Wait, Radimus does bubble it off. Cardath stealing some health. Is gonna have a Battlebass trinket, a bit of shielding that helps him live a little. Shift the power into immediate polymorph. Do you have anything to follow up? You have polys. Do you go for heal, or do you just try to end this duel? I think you try to end the duel, man. Crossfire bolt, get a shield, right? Combustion. Does he have enough? Hold on. Big spikes. Oh, he does pull it off. Oh, Shiny's up next as a Marksmanship Hunter. Kazakh represented tonight. Oh, dude, you gotta, man. You gotta. We do have at least 2 people from Kazakh. That's true. Mad damage on a Shiny, though. Unfortunately, there's not much as a mage you can do unless you got a block. That is a lot of burst out of the Hunter. I mean, together with a volley, with explosive shots, everything. Traps are down. But Max does get knocked back on one of them. He is a Boomkin, so he's not a Feral Druid. Shiny's still going to take a lot of damage. Bash immediately, not letting Shiny go anywhere. Feign death into Eternal Shell, just trying to see if he can back up out of there. He's got himself the reset. A heal was used with a wall on top of it. A free wall. He got another wall available. Freezing trap around the corner. If Max is okay, if Max is careful, he shouldn't eat a single trap. This is where Shiny needs to find a way to get Max out of his hair as best as possible. It's going to be a quick disarm. Shiny with another wall. Needs to go for those walls. Binding shot onto Max. Max is just going to let the binding shot probably happen now. Yeah, he just has to. Big shots out by Shiny, but he does not dare to poke in front of Max. Why he's out in the open? He just does not want to. Does end up disengaging into or flip while charging as a Boomkin, which is pretty much a disengage, right? It's a druid version of disengage. Disengage with that little bit of flap. Maybe Shiny catches the camera. Trees are on the corner. Not gonna let him. The Lorax is in, and it's gonna be down for the count. Max does take him with Saya up next. Last or left or for the team. He's got something to get through in this Bershka, Dan and Max. If Max can get any cooldowns, major cooldowns out of Saya, that'd be perfect. The silence route is in a perfect spot. Gives Max an opportunity to recover a little bit. Max is gonna have to use any kind of defenses out of this. I think it's gonna be Heart of the Wild and everything all at the same time. Bear form, no Heart of the Wild, just a renew in order to get himself the most amount of health. Lagging, back in action, maybe. Heart of the Wild and Friends of Region barely doing anything for him right now. That's gonna knock back on the Saya. Power shifting as the hammer is mid-air, and unfortunately there isn't much you can really do from there. Kineshad, bind Nasmushka. Does get a cooldown on Asaya. There was a full flagellation combo. Everything was available. I think it was flagellation at least. Do you have flagellation back as like a red thing instead of like the original Shadowlands version? Because flagellation right now has a shadowy, smoky, subtlety rogue effect. But previously it was like red lashes all around a person's body. So I can't really tell if you got like the red one or not. Cloak of Shadows out of Nasmushka. He's got no health. He's got no health. Saya taking hits after hits though. Nasmushka does have an out with a vanish. May have to go for it here. Blind? You gotta reset without a vanish. Smoke bomb to give himself as much cover. Wreck into the smoke. Unfortunate though. Does go for a vanish either way. That's huge for him. If Saya had any AoE, that would have been a good spot time to do it, but yeah. For Nasmushka, that reset is perfect. Bubble out for Saya. I don't know if Nasmushka can do it. Maybe he can play it super safe, but Saya getting caught in a hodge, unfortunately, is rough. Does trick out of a stun of Saya. Saya still has damage. You gotta press evasion ahead of time. You just have to press evasion just for the DR. You have to. There goes evasion. Disarm for a second. Whatever damage you do to Saya, it's going to be great. Massive hits. Saya just needs to be careful to bubble in case he ever gets low. Does get a hammer hit onto the rogue. And it's going to be Dan as a last one left over for that team with a full regen right now for Saya. This guy is going to give him what looks like proper honor duel. He's being super, super friendly though. Looks like he is going to give him a full reset. I don't think these guys have a mage on their team. So Saya maybe can get a couple of heals. But that's really about it. Saya walking into this with just a bubble does put him in a rough spot. So for Dan, if this is as good of an opportunity as you can to win this, Saya needs to pick his battles, poke out, do whatever damage he can, back away, and he's going to have to do a lot of running. Because if Dan connects on him, all Saya has effectively is a bubble to stop a lot of the damage he's taken. Saya using Blessing of Saint in case there's CC. Blind, unfortunately, does not get hit by Blessing of Saint. That or does a little, but it's a very, very long lasting CC. For Dan, next time he gets a hodge, this could be huge. Saya may just have to go for a bubble immediately. Shield of Endance ahead. Does he get to not send a bubble? Searing Glare, Saya can still play it very defensively. Hand of Freedom, and just trying to catch up as much self-healing as they can. But as right now for Saya is knowing and learning how to trade the bubble perfectly. If you can do it at the right time, Dan with the full immunity right now will be the best time for you to commit the most amount of damage he's got, because you still have a bubble. If you can force a bubble out of Saya and then you bubble yourself next, then it's going to come down to whoever has the next hodge. And hopefully Dan does have it back up and available. Saya could get a hodge out of a bubble out of Dan here. If your hodges him right now, you get a bubble, Saya presses bubble. Both go for recovery, and then Saya is still actually Saya may be behind because then Dan has a hodge. Now it's a chess match, dude. It's a chess match. Layered hands for Dan, gets a hodge of Saya. Saya with a trinket, Dan with a trinket. Dan stabilized. Saya's back up in danger, maybe looking for a bubble. Dan's health is also low because Saya is no slouch with damage. Bubble out for Dan, bubble for Saya. Dan is going to be behind on health. He just used lay on hands. Saya, I think, is a little ahead. I don't know if Saya has a hodge. Whatever damage you can do to each other is going to be huge. Shield of Endance for both of them. Whoever gets the next hodge wins, I think. It's really coming down to the wire. Could be anyone's game. Who is it going to be? It's just going to be Dan. Just it's a damage at the end. It's just a DPS race, and Dan does take it. Well done, well done. Like at this point, both paladins are just like strained, drained, and they're just like, oh, it puts me back out here. I was in the neighborhood, but after that duel, I'm back in the horde. They kicked me out, dude. They actually kicked me out. Now I'm back in the horde hovel. That is Ogrebar. That was good. That was a close one. Let's get another one going. Both Saya and Nasmushka, let me know when you guys are both ready, or if you guys need more bodies, because we did have a couple of people looking to join in. We were able to get like 2 groups and like plus some extra rolling into, which is fantastic. Imagine having enough defenses that you could just have a chess match. I mean, when it comes to class versus a class, like Outlaw versus Outlaw, Red Pally versus Red Pally, Frost Mage versus Frost Mage, when you do have classes of the same spec, it is a chess match. Every time. When it's 2 of the same spec dueling each other, it is a chess match because you have the same kit. It's just natural it's going to be a chess match because you have same tools, and the question is who gets those tools first, who uses them first, things like that, right? It matters. It really, really matters. Nasmushka, ready. What about, I don't know. Saya may not know that he's lead. Hey, let me know if team is ready. It's like peeling an onion, fighting a pally. It really is like peeling an onion. I mean, fighting a rogue is also similar. But yeah, no, you're right. That is probably the best way to describe it. Yeah, it's an onion, and it's an onion because it's a lot of peeling you gotta do because it's one defensive, then another defensive, and another defensive until you finally get to the good stuff. And it also makes you cry as you do. It also makes you cry. It is literally like peeling an onion. Not only is there a lot of things you gotta peel, it'll also make you cry. It is the most like honest way to describe it. And I don't think there should be a single paladin in the world that should have an issue with that statement. It's like, brother, you should just be aware of what's it like fighting your class. Just letting you know, I don't hate you. I'm just frustrated with your class. Ah! Apparently they also got more Mythic Plus tuning. Address an issue where Merciless Subjugated Chains fails to cast. Okay, so they're about to boss or something. Or an ad. Pro visuals of Colossus Void, Missile. Skyreach, various improvements to ground visuals. Address an issue of colorless wind damage and knockback plays instead of player triggering it. I don't know what that is. Issue where Sunwing does a melee attack while channeling Burning Pursuit. I don't know what that is either. Scorching Ray reduced. Okay, cool. Reduce duration of Ig's Blight to 2 minutes from 3. Okay, that's kind of good. I like the changes they did. Did they add a dot to Ig? Is that what happened? What is going on? I need to double check it. Apparently they got a lot of changes on a beta, and I'm gonna be going over them tonight. At least some of them. Like Rogue's got juice. I want to play that. Which? Got ourselves Cardath over the team. 1 is gonna be up versus Saya immediately. Trying to go for a trinket. Breath does not connect. Saya is out here off the bat on this rainy, dark skies of Borealis. Cardath is gonna have to get himself a bit of that shifting. I hate how this guy changed from like rain to night. Clear skies immediately. I just mentioned it. I kind of like the rainy skies, honestly. Yeah. Defensive 5, here we go. Defensive 1 again. I mean, the cooldowns for Pallies are kind of crazy. Cardath does end up getting a bit of a freeze in the enemy team, but he's not really trying to see AoE them down. He's really just trying to stay away from Saya. He just put in a position back up against the wall. He's playing a Fire Mage, so he's got continuous damage. Like, as long as he's got Fire Blast and Pyroblast procs, he can do a decent bit of output. Polyon to Saya did not want to go for a kick. It is going to get a cauterize out of Cardath either way. Dawnlight is massive, man. Dawnlight for Red Paladins, I feel like, has been one of the biggest improvements in their damage output, especially for PvP. The hammer is really fun, don't get me wrong. Even that's really, really good, but that Dawnlight constant damage is just massive. As long as you get that dot on people, it's it. It just does a lot. It's crazy good. Stun onto Cardath. Try to see if you keep the pressure rolling onto the mage. Try to go for a big old Comet Storm with a Meteor combo, but without being able to really go for as many freezes for those shadow combos like a Fire Mage can, or like a Frost Mage can. The Fire Mage is basically needs to get some kind of CC and then drop a Meteor immediately. They cannot be waiting. They can't get a proper root setup, freeze setup, or anything like that. They just have to get a setup going, like a very, very quick one. Big Pyro onto Saya, but Cardath unfortunately does go down. Ran out of cooldowns. That is rough, man. Sierra, yo, love the stream, man. Appreciate you coming by, dude. Like the house that we checked out earlier. You guys got any, maybe Saya got a home I could check out too. I can like, between the duels, I could probably go and visit you guys' homes, man. I could probably do something like that if you guys actually worked in the homes. Bop out for Saya. This Bush could just try to see if you can back up out of there. Try not to send trinkets and cooldowns, but he just has to at the end there. He's still dotted with a Dawnlight. Unless he goes for a cloak, he's just not getting a great spot. Or could be an opportunity for him to possibly have a go cloak of shadows. Do you just commit? Try not to land a stun while Blessing of Saint is up on Saya. And now Saya's going to try to see if he can dip away. And Dashmushka with yet another vanish. But he has to back away. I think he has to back away unless he just wants to make some damage happen. See if he can get a bubble out of Saya. He might be able to. Maybe. I don't know if he's got any cooldowns. If Blades being down and Flagellation being down is going to put him in a rough spot. And Saya picking up the eye. He knows exactly where the rogue is at. Yeah, he ain't gonna get a sap on him, unfortunately. Stun out for Saya immediately. It feels like when the rogue tries to go around the corner with the Paladin on a stun versus a sap, I feel like the stun just is quick. It's really, really fast, and there's just not much that this Moshka could have done there. Once Saya got like a full setup, Bob, and Lespershka didn't immediately bail, he punished the rogue, got him really, really low, and at that point, like, there's just not much you can do. Landing that Hodge around the corner without advantage, all the rogue can do is maybe like try to see if he can hang behind the pillar. Maybe he can catch a reset. Maybe he could let the dots fall off and then meld, but he's just gotta wait. He's just gotta wait, but it's only a matter of time until Sai takes you. And Sai just cranks out damage into Dan off the get-go. Just doesn't even hold back. Laying hands out for Dan. I don't know if Sai's got lay. The interrupt onto Dan does put him in a bit of a rough spot. Landing a kick like that on a red pally is not common. And Saya does go for laying hands. Dan is now on the back foot. Do you pop an immunity? You have to. You bubble. He does bubble. I think he was trying to see if he could wait out until maybe like Spell Warden came back, but he couldn't. For Saya, he doesn't have Spell Warden, so now it's a bubble trade with Dan. Has Spell Warden, but the question is he going to be able to wait enough time with Forbearance until it's back up? Immediate stun by Saya. Dots onto Dan. I think you just need to hang out next to Dan. Blessing a sake to stop the Hodge from being super effective, and Dan just cannot lock down Saya enough. Does have to go for Spell Warden. Saya could bubble this, but if he can delay it, if he can get away from Dan, hold the bubble. Use it for the next competitor. That would be ideal, but does it get to? That actually might have been a good Searing Glare from Dan. He pre-casted it, and if Saya committed, if both of them committed, that would have been great, actually. Extremely rare sanctification of an item, leveling, why bless? Yo, did you really? Is it fun, the whole sync system? Because it sounded good when you described it as just Titan Forging, but like controlled Titan Forging. That sounded kind of good, honestly. Dan just kind of left with not a lot right now. He's kind of naked when it comes to defenses. Maybe Laying Hands will come back at some point, but he's definitely gonna have to play like long game. Maybe he can use the Darker and Racial to remove the dot. I don't know if that removes a Dawn Light, but if it does, I don't know if it does because it isn't a magic effect. I don't know if it would count, but yeah, Saya was able to hold on to the bop. Maybe able to get a Laying Hands in a little bit because he did use it kind of recently. So maybe enough time would have passed for it to be able to get that back, so you have an extra ability to work with. Can bubble, does bubble it here versus Young. Did not want to find out if those shatter combos were going to be huge. Has plenty of health, so he's not going to sit down and then go for recuperating or regenerating. He's just going to try to see if he can keep the pressure rolling in. Young just constantly just getting burned up by that holy Dawn Light. Is going to go for a stun. Drink it out for Saya. Hand of Freedom to back up out of there. Is going to be Saya. Young tried to spell steal whatever spell he can from Saya. Is going to be able to go for a block here. Unfortunately for Saya, he just has to wait here. Heal up as much as you can. Young does have another setup combo he could do here. Breath into a stun very, very soon. He just got to live long enough. You got to make sure he's got shields. As long as he doesn't get kicked too, that'd be ideal. Does go for a poly. If he can go for any survivability, he does get himself a bit of health with a reverse blink. Full shatter combo does get some damage onto Saya. Shield of Edit steals the Hand of Freedom, so now you can actually control Saya quite a decent bit. Blind out by Saya, stun to follow, does have a blink, so you can actually be okay. He's got a second block in case he needs to. It is going to end up getting the altar to reposition him, but in an unfortunately awful spot. Might just have to go for a block here, yeah, but does have a setup. Saya does not have a bubble, maybe Laying Hands, but it doesn't even matter. So if Young can get himself a proper stun lock combo, he's actually going to be golden. Breath immediately before Saya can get a setup. Dawn Light may kill him right here, but if he goes for a stun, perfect setup, everything available. Does he have the combo? Does he have the damage? Got the shatter combos, everything available, but Saya narrowly, barely does survive, and it's going to hit that regenerating here. He's trying to play for keeps with Max going to be up next as a balanced druid. I don't really know if a Boomkin can do much here, but we'll see. We'll see, yeah. Full on silence, full on ruins. Hey, hi all. What's up, Bossiest? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. Thank you. Also, Zed, how you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. Psycho down here. He's got nothing unless he got a Laying Hands. Spell Warden. Max is waiting. Chilling. Yo, Zed and Boss Boys, how y'all doing? Hope you guys are having a good one. Thank you for the donos, man. I appreciate it. 10 EU bones, 10 CA bones. Thank you, boys. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. How you guys all doing tonight? Full disarm onto by Mex. Got himself Heart of the Wild. Maybe just enough damage to break through Saya. He's got cooldowns. He's got a Dryad. He just needs to wait for the trees, man. Maybe just needs to wait for trees. Next time by Saya could be the end. That root, and you got line of sight. I don't know how you got the root and the line of sight at the same time. Max, I think he does go down. The trinket side just crushes it. Absolutely crushes it, man. The Paladino playing against dampening giga damage the entire time. And that's a dot build. He's not even playing like a burst build. He just does immediate damage without having to wait. It's actually massive. Let's get us another going. Nesmershka and Saya, both let me know when you guys are good to go. And we'll get another one going as well. Where am I at with this? Let's go plug my phone to charge while we're at it too. Is that a cookout? Leo says he can't make it tonight. Is a cookout event. Oh, that's all right. That's all good. I hope he has a wonderful evening at a cookout. Yeah, man. I haven't been to a cookout in a while, actually. Yeah, let me poke him home and... Yep. Okay, I gotta double check if it's charging. Sometimes it's charging, sometimes it's not. I swear it's a new phone. I think it's the wire. I go last? Okay, that's what you want to do. Smash cut, let me know when you're good inside. Oh, we need one. Oh, two. Perfect. We need two more bodies. There's a couple of people that signed up. If you guys want to join us, you're more than welcome to. What am I writing? Molten core? Cardath? Yeah. Definitely get Cardath in. Get your friends in. We need a +1, boys. +1 over here. Word to raid. We should be good to go. I'll wait for the weapon is so strong. Sanctification. Blessed by the high heavens. What is the... Which one is the sanctification? Is that the chance for hammer to... Item quality increased. Sword slashing sanctified. Oh! It was just an item quality. It just gives it a higher item level. Oh, okay. That's actually kind of good then. I just the juice. Len, Curdy. I'm gonna pick Len just because he's top right here. Signed up first. I'm gonna try first come first serve, but definitely gotta get Curdy in the group. Definitely want to get Curdy in the group. Curdy, I love you. I did not decline you. I just picked the first guy to send up. First come first serve type of deal. I think it's fair, right? Alrighty. Double check with Saya and we're good to go. There's like 5-6 different roles you can get, and that's probably the best one. Oh, okay. Yeah, Saya is ready. So it's just like an extra affix, an extra bonus on your weapon. Okay, I thought it was like you add additional legendary effect to like a legendary weapon. I thought that's what that was, but I guess I need to mess around with the system. Maybe. Look at American BBQ like a potluck. Yeah, in America, usually, like, if you have a barbecue outside, I mean, you can have a bunch of different foods, man. Typical cookout. But, like, I was in Boy Scouts before, and, like, the cookouts we had was more like camper type of stuff, right? But basically, it's anything grilled mains, like burgers, hot dogs. I'm just going by, like, what AI says. Chicken, company with, like, classic sides, like potato salad, which, not where I live. Coleslaw is pretty good. Macaroni salad, I've never had macaroni salad. Baked beans, yes, especially when camping. Also, Mexican rice is really, really good. Corn la cob, corn is really good. Sweet treats like watermelon, yeah, that's fantastic. Apple pie, ice cream sandwiches, drinks, lemonade, beer. Yeah, so it's basically you're grilling. That's usually what it is in US. You find like, what's cool is like, when you go to a park in US, you just have like some areas with like a park bench and just like a grill place, and you could just grill. You know, it's nothing special. It's just like, if you got charcoal, bring that with you. You could just have a cookout there. Yeah, so all that, bro, it is so good. Not sure about macaroni salad or potato salad. Potato salad is something I have on Thanksgiving, but that's something I eat regularly. But like coleslaw is excellent, dude. Excellent. In US, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know. I don't even ask what's in there, dude. Anytime I had coleslaw, I don't know if it's from fast food or like an actual cookout with people, right? You know, going to someone's house. Coleslaw is always excellent. Homemade, store-bought, whatever. I love it. But yeah. Yeah, going good, man. You're good, you're good. Happy to hear that. Let's do, I don't know, Rook, I guess? Normally we do like a caster map, but we don't have that many casters. I should probably still do a 12 on. Increase the number 44. There's like 5-6 different roles, and you can get extra. Oh, you can get extra legendary powers. Okay. Nice. I was thinking it was going to be like you basically add an extra legendary bonus. I didn't realize you could just get like just an item level increase and things like that. Yeah, I need to look in what kind of buffs you can get then. Because I thought like, oh, it's going to be like a really, really cool, like, look at this. Like, why do I see a dusk spiraling? I was on EU trying to get like the names of people and NPCs and stuff set up. And somehow I enabled like NPC critter names. I don't know how to disable it because when you go to names, you can't. And now I have this dust spiraling that I actually just notice, right? No matter where I look. Here's another one. A cockroach. Like, why do I need to see the name of the... Like, I did something to my game and now I can see all the names of the... Even little tiny NPCs, man. Like, what? I don't know what I did. Chat, help me fix this. I don't know what I did. I don't want to be able, I just, it's distracting to me seeing NPC names. You know what I mean? It's absolutely distracting. I don't know what I did. Yo, Peter, yo, thank you so much, my guy. Another 10 bones. Boys, what is going on today? Thank you. You guys are wonderful. Very generous of you, boys. Seriously. Which, who's first up? Can't even tell, actually. Did you guys figure out the order? Card out on the rogue. It is going to be Lesnichok? Lesnichok? Is that the name? Lesnichok. It almost sounds Russian. Like if it, yeah, it sounds Russian. Leslie. I don't even know what to call you. Leslie? Oh, he's just getting blasted. He's gonna be mad with a bunch of holes through him. Oh, Shiny also getting blasted too. Hold on. Lesnichok almost getting some giga damage on the Shiny. He's trying to really make those aim shots count, unfortunately. He's dotted though. I think he's just dead to the crows. Is he? He's got a little bit of that Sentinel shield. It is helping him. It's barely keeping him alive. That shield got gutted a while ago. He's still got crows pecking at him, but the shield barely holding out strong. You can see just a sliver of a shield. Just a sliver. As Shiny is taking some damage from the Sentinel. Just enough to give a shield to Lesnichok. Just enough, man. Just enough. Leslie does try to see if he can get out of here. Freezer Trap waiting next to him. He's gonna have to reposition here. He just needs to let Shiny walk in. Barrage, I don't think it connected with a explosive. No, it did not. That's what Shiny really needed. Because if you got the barrage to connect with explosive, that would have been it. Camo for camo. Oh, for Lesnichok, that's exactly what he needed. Flare. Shiny sent a flare. I don't know which where. It looked like he traveled in this direction, but he didn't. Oh wait, that is his flare? He's in front of him? It looked like he sent flare to the right instead of to the, like, in front of him. Maybe he's scared of... Oh, you guys are so close to each other. You guys are so close to each other. It's actually unreal. Look, I honestly thought Shiny sent it in the direction of Lesnichok, but he sent it forward. Is it just like... Oh, God. Oh, okay. For Lesnichok, it does actually show... You saw him. Great bonding shot. Got himself the opener. Full burst of the get-go. Rapid fire. Lesnichok will need to make a play. Does go for the wall immediately. Got himself huge damage. Stun onto Leslie by Shiny. Does get a root on the guy with a burrito barrage as well. Double tap is available for Lesnichok. He needs to get himself a setup, but unfortunately the black arrow instant cast do take him out. Shiny immediately hit with a cheap shot. Garrote. That's a win. Card out with a cloak and evasion really early on. I think he just decided to run around the pillar. Picking up as many of the traps as he could. Does go for the step into a Garrote. Again, needs to get some kind of a way to stop the damage on Shiny. Just goes in for damage instead. I was thinking he was going to go for maybe a disarm on a rapid fire. He decided, I'm just going to do damage. I'm just going to go Deathmark Kingsbane and let everything happen at the same time. Let all the damage happen all at once. Does end up taking him out. I was going to say, are you Fate Bound or are you Deathstalker? He is a Fate Bound rogue. Which makes sense. It is a really, really good combo. It is going to be a bit of a smoke bomb. Trying to see if he can get away from Bird, but Bird does catch a Dragon's Roar on him with a quick AoE bleed. So Cardeath is not going to be able to catch up a re-stealth, but Bird is still melting. Just through the bleeds, just through the dots, he's not in an amazing spot. At some point, those dots are going to fall off for second wind, but Gouge just lets the dots continue to roll and in. Trinket for Trinket. Big damage out for Bird. Charging on Cardeath. Cardeath does not have an evasion, is going to go for advantage. Still bled up. But he's just letting the dots do work. Just going to let the trickle down damage do its thing. He will need to get over there. Dots, however, do not break regenerating anymore. So Cardeath does have to take this into his own hands with a full kidney shot. Maybe Bird can go for a stun. That is only Kingsbane. That guy was just to keep the CC rolling into a full Crimson Tempest. Does he have a Shiv? He may need a Shiv. Disarm for a second. Cardeath with the blind does remove all the bleeds off of Bird. Try to see if he can back up out of this as best as he can. Lead by the Warrior. If the Warrior can stay on top of Cardeath for like a little bit here, I think he can land the kill. Cheap shot does go through. Cardeath unfortunately does not have the cooldowns to really follow up. He's gonna slink behind the pillar. Slink away with those dots and the slow. Bird is trying to see if he can get up close to get those melees to the wall, but he's just unable to. Just Cardeath is making sure not to hug the wall directly. He's just stepping back a little. Just stepping back just a hair. But Bird right now, he's having to wait for the dots to fall off. I think picked up the eyes, should be able to see where Cardeath is at, but immediately, cheap shot by the rogue. Kingsbane available, almost actually. Deathmark also available. Stormbolt, this is where Bird needs to maximize the damage that you have. Big Demolish, Invasion off of Cardeath, does get the full dots in. Is going to go for Deathmark. And just taking him out. The blades do roll him over. With Rao going to be up next. Cardeath needs to catch a re-stealth as soon as possible. Does go for the cloak, is in stealth. Maybe Fenno Knives. Rao is going to see him. Rao is definitely going to see him. It does try to see if he can sneak into stealth for a second, but a stun, full bleeds, and Rao just needs to let those dots simmer onto Cardeath. There's not much Cardeath can do. I think he's going to have to go for King's Bane. He does go for King's Bane. All the stuns, big and venom, but at that point with the rogue, there's just not much you can do. Rao, as soon as you put the bleeds on the rogue, if he is low enough health, it's over. It's just actually over. The only thing Cardeath, maybe what he could have done is, like, if he had cloak, maybe he could have lived a little bit. If he had vanish, then he could have maybe slunk away. If he had a blind, maybe just catch a reset and get a sipping cup a couple of times and then kite the feral. But like without any of those tools, it's just over. So I think King's Bane, you just try to do whatever damage you could into like a Barskin Thorns combo. There's not much you can do there. Definitely one of the rougher matchups for the Rogue, but still, the Rogue is not alone. He got Dan in the back. He's got Young. They got Nasmershka. It's got to be one of these guys. I'm not sure which one it's supposed to be. It looks like it's not Nasmershka. He's looking around. Is it Dan? I think it's Young. I think it's supposed to be Young. But I'm not 100%. I have no idea what they're saying, unfortunately. I cannot see Galu. I guess he's just maybe asking if, like, maybe Nasmershka will go in front of Young. I think it's supposed to be Young. But instead it's Nasmershka. I actually think this rogue setup of a subtlety versus feral, I think feral wins this. Unless the feral gets caught out of bear form for, like, subtlety setups, I think the feral wins this every single time. Gouge, and Nasmershka does not want to go for a proper cheap shot. He's trying to wait until the bear or the cat is in bear form. He's got full Heart of the Wild. He's going to get big friends of regens. Can go for regenerating. He's got big heals. All he can do is chip away damage at him. Does get caught in the cheap shot. Full Deathmark. Wait a second. Nasmershka is not a subtlety rogue. He is an assassination rogue. For some reason, I thought he was subtlety because he normally plays subtlety. Immediately goes in for a full set of dots onto Radamus. Did use Death Pact as well as, or Deathmark, as well as a King's Bane versus the Feral. I think he may need a Cloak of Shadows for this dot versus Radamus. I think he may need it just to get himself a clean reset with a Cloak. He doesn't have a Vanish anymore. I think it's over. Is it? Maybe just walk away? Couldn't he? No. I was thinking maybe, but no, he is out. With a polymorph onto Radamus, Young just needs to find a way to keep Radamus at a distance, get the shadow combos. Radamus, we were looking for a button, does go for a big defensive with a Blessing of Blessing, what do we? Why am I drawing a blank here? Blessing of, it's not Sanctified, is it? Why am I drawing a blank here? Why am I drawing a blank? The Magic Blessing. The Magic Blessing. Why am I drawing a blank on that ability, dude? We see it all the time. But it's going to be a full bubble. For Young, this is good. Block does go for a full immunity versus the immune of Radamus. Sanctuary, right? I feel like I did not look it up. I feel like that was going to be bugging me until I go to like Wowhead, go to the talents, and just take a look at it really quickly. Breath out, spell warding. It is blessing spell warding. You're right. It is spell warding. Thank you. It was going to be bothering me. Radamus did have a layer in his back pocket though, but now he's dry off anything. Trying to see if he can keep that hand of freedom as best as possible. As Young does end up spell steal in it. He actually did it. It's going to be big spike, Searing Glare, maybe a kick, no kick available. Searing Glare, try to see if we can pre-Q it. Young is just going to end up backing up out of it. He's got health. Young can always wait for cooldowns as well. Radamus is not in a position where you could potentially win this unless he somehow gets some damage on a Young. He needs to close the gap and get the Dawnlight going, but all he can do is Dawnlight on himself. And without a Hand of Freedom, he just can't close the gap. He just taking procs after procs. Wait, now I'm confused. No, spell warding. That's the one. That is the one. There's a blessing of saying that stops like the next CC or like prevents it or reduces it. But I was thinking magic blessing of protection essentially. So spell warding is right. Big shadow combo and Young does take him out. Question is, does Saya give Young a chance to properly sit there and get a bit of a food, get a bit of heal? Because you could have mage food, block, and all of your cooldowns. And maybe the door will be kind of even. Without double block for a mage, I feel like some matchups are really... He just go to Shatrat? What is this? Are you just getting yourself a plan B? It's like, you know what? I'm gonna drop a portal to Shatrat. If I'm losing, I'm just gonna go to Shatrat. This way I didn't really lose. Ah, misclick, you guys! Oh no! Oh man! I was so into this duel. Shucks, the portal was just standing in front of me and I was clicking around on my screen. Oh, damn. Well, I can't say that Saya won because he never killed me, you know. But yeah, that's rough, man. You know what I mean? It's gonna be full dots out for Saya. Unfortunately for Young, does go for a greater invis with a bit of that shifting power to get whatever cooldowns he's got. If he could limit the downlight damage, that would be great. But he can only play around his major cooldowns then. He does have a second block in case he needs to, and he's using that cold snap until a little later, making sure to save it up until a good moment. He got a trinket. He's got a lot of ways to get out, so he's actually okay just waiting for those cooldowns. Maybe he can get another shifting power and get a proper block, then cold snap his second block. Oh, back it away before full downlight, full wings comes out by side. Does still get hit with a downlight. Do you have dots though? Or do you have ways to stop the dots? Does have to go for a block. I think he was trying to see if he could save that cold snap until later, but did end up having to use it there. I feel like it's going to be much better when mages have double block without having to play cold snap, because Frost Mage does have a talent that either gives him double block, double shield stacks, or you could play cold snap. You can get that immediate reset, which is going to be good in some situations, but just double block I think is going to be kind of nice. Cold snap does give you like, what is it? So it's either you have like 2 5-minute cooldowns on block, or like you can press block and then cold snap is an immediate reset in case you need like back-to-back defensives. It's going to be kind of weird. I wonder which one is going to be better at the end of the day. Whatever damage he's got to Saya, he's got to make sure he's got that range, that distance, 30 yards or more, in order to be able to deal some pressure without having the pally close the gap. Does get frozen. That's another dot on you. You don't have a downlight this time. I think you have to make a play. It doesn't matter. Saya trinkets with just a last little slammer, making it as difficult for the mage as possible. That is rough, man. Danduin is going to be up next though. Last one left over for the team one. Last time he really got close to beating Saya. Very, very, very close. Saya is walking into this, I think, with every defensive. I don't think he sent anything at all. So he might actually be able to use some stuff. Try to see if he can just stay away from Dan until that Searing Glare is gone. And he wants to follow up, I think, with the proper Hodge and everything. Wake of Ashes is available. Taking a lot of damage. Blind onto Saya. Does Dan follow up? Then it's going to be Lay on Hands. Trades it. So it's going to be a chess match. It's going to be a chess match of who trades better. Saya's health is getting low. Dan is also taking hits back to back. And for Saya, he's just trying to go for a little bit of self-heal behind the pillar. Dan gets hit with a Hodge. Immediate bubble. Might be able to force a bubble out of Saya. Does get to. For Dan, he needs to find a way to get an answer here immediately. Wake of Ashes up really, really early. Trying to see if he can get the damage or self-healing preamp. He doesn't have a trinket. Saya doesn't either. And Saya just uses it to regenerate. Blessing a Spellboard needs to be used pretty much immediately before a Hodge comes through. I think you have to trade it and get the other guy super, super low. And then get a Hodge yourself. I think you have to. Or get a Hodge first. It comes down to who gets Blessing a Spellwarden first. Hodge out of Saya immediately. Does Dan live this proper go? If he goes for Spellwarden for Saya, you cannot Hodge him. Dan, however, has a Hodge ready. As long as he didn't send it just now, he's got wings, he's got everything, he could win. With a Hodge or the Saya, he could just win. Wake of Ashes up. Blessing a Saint out for Saya. Shield of Vengeance out for Saya as well. Dan uses Shield of Vengeance of his own. Needs to get a stun on the Saya right now, or not. Yeah, I don't know. I think he might have pressed Hodge as Saya went for Spellwarden. That might have been what happened. Because otherwise, like, if you saved it, you would have had it there. But I don't think he had it. Damn. This guy has another one going. So they still have a cooldown reduction talent. Which one? For Paladins? They have one for Lay on Hands. Like, if you're Lay on Hands somebody while they're super low on health, I think it does give you some CDR. I think this will be some PvP, though. But it should be in the game. I'm pretty sure. It should be in the class tree. Oh, for Ice Block, do they have a cooldown reduction talent? On live, I think there is a cooldown reduction for your block to get it back a little quicker. Yeah. No, it gives you, but it's not good anymore. Do you guys run it then, or is it like that bad? Curdy, we got a spot for you, by the way, if you want to join us. Rest in Hell also messaged me. Hold on a second. Yo, easy. Yes, we do. Curdy, get in here. Curdy, I'm literally gonna wait for you. I'm gonna give you like a minute because you were signed up earlier. I was gonna write Mulgore for some reason. The Raid of Mulgore. Nespeshka, let me know when you guys are good. Oh, you guys are good. Yeah, you guys are good. Curdy, I gotta get you in. Birdie, I thought I want you guys to play, but I gotta get Curdy. I'm sorry, I have to have Curdy. I have to get Curdy. I did tell Curdy that, hey, I want to get you in. And he did sign up earlier. I definitely want to get you guys in as well. Definitely want to get you guys in. Let's see. Saya, good. Cool. Now we'll do, you know what? Let's do the Toberon. Toberon. Make it easier for our caster homies, right? Lane hands on CD increased and DR reduction from healing hands were nerfed. I wasn't really worried about the DR. I know there was like an armor buff, but I was pretty sure that would get gutted for PvP. The only thing that I was not sure about is the cooldown reduction. Like, I knew that it was there, but I didn't know if it was like heavily nerfed for PvP or like just a little nerfed. Because it kind of doesn't really matter for PvE content. More bronze and faster Legion, some Legion remix. Oh, wait, did they buff it? Ayo, yo, Wes, if you need bronze, man, apparently they buffed it. Hotfix is now 11 realms. We cranked out the bronze in the last few patches, putting extra bronze on Broken Isles. Raid bosses drop now 2,500 bronze in place of the previous bronze offerings. Lost Legion Infernals will drop 12,500 per day, bro. Legion of Souls grant a bunch. Legion of Souls can cycle 375% faster. Okay. Bronze, still the breaks of the dogs. Yo, Blizzard W on that one, man. Actual Blizzard dub right there. Devs actually like fun. Dude, somebody said they think Blizzard shot the fun police. Which, and I think they really did. Seriously. Blind out for Rest in Hell immediately went in with a hunt. Did that hunt connect? I think it did. Because the end would take a bit of damage. It's going to be tricky. No backflip out for Rest in Hell. Does get either full Hodge. Dan got a full down on him. Rest in Hell needs to reconnect, get a Metamorphosis, and get as much healing as possible. Whatever health you can get out of Dan right now is good. Getting that Sigil of Spite is also huge. If you can pick up those souls while in meta, that's ideal. But what else can you do? Shield the minutes up for Dan with a wall right after Rest in Hell going in for a big cleave combo. Does he have enough? He does have a lot of healing going on right now. Into full meta. He's committed. He's all in. Dan with the lay on hands. That's going to be Rest in Hell. Does have a trinket in case he needs to break out of his Hodge. Is going to fly up in the air. Dan is slowed down. Oh, those lances. Woo! He's got the last lance on the air. Let's go, baby. That was amazing. He does have a trinket in case he needs to. Cardeath is going to be full dots. Rest in Hell needs to get a full immune here. That's immune. You just got to live. That is the King's Bane that you immune and everything. But now you have to heal. You need to do a lot of healing. You might just have to darkness. He's trying to see if he catch up to the rogue. Backflipping. Can I be stunned for a second? A bit of a blade dance to at least absorb some of the dot damage. Cardeath is just backing up out of there. You can see where he is at though. You can see exactly where he is at. Wait. No. Wait. Oh. Tricky darkness. Is that enough? Is it enough? Is it enough? Darkness barely keeping him alive. Oh, unfortunately, Cardeath does take it. Well, that's a win. What's up, Brack? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one, my guy. But yo, dude, that's a massive buffs over for Legion Remix, man. I gotta take a closer look at that. Sap out for Curdy, even though there are some doubts on the Cardeath. For Curdy, it's not gonna be an easy matchup at all, is it? Not gonna be an easy matchup at all. Garrote out, Fear to Follow. Does get himself a full Shadow Crash into a Dark Ascension. Full stun onto Cardeath with a Torrent. Cloak of Shadows for the Rogue immediately. You still have a Void Torrent though. I don't know if you can still dump DPs into Cardeath while Cloak is down. You can. And that's going to be a big rift. And Cardeath's still taking a little bit of damage with Curdy going for a bit of that self-healing. He's got himself the eyes available too. Might be a good idea to pick this up early. Kingsbane was active onto Curdy. Still having to flash heal through that as effectively, as quickly as possible. He does still have major defenses done. Unfortunately, priest healing, I feel like with flash heals, flash of lights, whatever it's called, it's just like so slow. I see you, mate. What's up? Beck, how you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. We're supposed to be Josh is Joshia Shivi? I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm bad with names, man. I'm so bad with names. But I'm gonna call you with Beck. B-E-Q. That's fine by me, right? Fine for you, hopefully. Axe. Hey, I can see if we got spots in a bit. What is it? Shaboshi also wants to join the duels. So Curdy did use a disperse here, so now he's put in a bit of a rough spot. He's in a bit of a rough spot because you got to find a way to tangle with the rogue effectively. Cardeath is into a full step, into a full garrote, is going to lock out Curdy. Does hit him with a stun. Now if you could get any kind of CC on him, that would be great. Big Dark Ascension with a full step by the rogue. Silence over Cardeath. Unfortunately, Silence does nothing to rogues. They're already pretty quiet, which is literally the Blizzard explanation. Why silences don't work on rogues? Because they're already really quiet. There's a reason why if you silence a warrior, battle shout is a roar they gotta do, but when they silence, they can't roar. That's why that ability is a silence. It's not a magic spell, it just uses a vocal element. That's literally Blizzard's explanation, by the way. It's some D&D type of thing, honestly. Like when you hit silence and an NPC wants to talk to you, but they can't talk because you're in the silence bubble. That's literally, it's like one interaction where it's like, if you silence a warrior, they just can't use like shouts. It's an interesting mechanic, honestly. Very, very interesting mechanic. For Gertie though, he may need to, I think, just back away. Yeah, back out of the corner. Go to a corner, wait until Disperse is back up and available. He's gonna have to disperse immediately. Disperse, barely any health. Cloak and Shadows out for Cardath. He's at no health whatsoever. Gertie is still just super, super low. Stun onto Cardath. If you have any damage whatsoever, now would be the best time to do it. Immediate step by Cardath to sink in the daggers. The bleed's already rolling. He just had to get Gertie's health low enough where the Execute took over. This rogue man running amok over on the other team. Is it going to be Radimus next? I like your whole mog, by the way. The snowy, like, I was going to say snowy princess kind of a look, I guess. Ice Queen type of set. But it's not necessarily like Ice Queen or anything, just like robes. They're like Frost Mage robes more than anything, I guess, right? Yeah, they're like Frosty Mage robes. I like the Fox, though. I feel like I should pick up that set. I don't think I've even gotten like anything from this week's trading post. Last week was pretty good. I like this one though. I do wonder what to get next one though. Fine for me too? Perfect. Perfect. When I do mess up you guys' names, I don't do it on purpose. Trust me. It's just my brain. Stunning middle into Cardath does go for a growth. Full dots are in. Deathmark, Death Pact, everything is available. Actually, Deathmark available very, very soon. Try to see if you get her from Radimus. Kingsbane forced to bubble out of him, which is huge for Cardath. He may just want to pop evasion here. Blind immediately. Blind back on Radimus, looking for a bit of a reset. I don't know if Cardath can buy himself enough time to get a Kingsbane with a full dot set go. He might just have to go in with Kingsbane right now. Oh no, Death Pact immediately. It's probably going to be Bop out of Radimus, but I think he may just have to do it. Does go for the growth, does go for the dot shiv, and kidney shot before the trinket came out. Bop right after, Vanish to follow. He's able to at least dodge it. Does eat a dot. Radimus does use one of his immunities. And now Cardath can wait. If he can wait 20 seconds, that's a full Kingsbane available. Especially if you can pop. You're just going to have to live through a Hodge of Radimus. But otherwise, you'll be okay. Sap with Mage Foot. He's going to have to resap from here, I think. Yeah, he's gotta. He's got Cloak, actually. Never mind. Cardath could just commit. Commit and then Cloak. Couch. He's just going in. He's doing it. Kingsbane. Cloak. Does he even cloak this? Shiv. Full bleeds are in. Gouge. Laying hands out for Radimus. That is why he probably wanted a Cloak. To make sure that you don't get locked down like it did. Does have a Cloak to at least run away. Is it going to be enough though? Radimus taking some dots from Kingsbane. Laying hands was able to help him stabilize, but his health is again dipping down little by little. Kingsbane falling off. He won't be seeing Deathmark or Kingsbane for a second here, but maybe he could just wait us out. As long as Radimus never really gets to catch up to Cardath, and then we pick up, I don't know, maybe we pick up eyes. You do have one set of eyes over there. You're just going in. Does Cardath have enough to make something happen here? Kidney shot. Trinket is available very soon for Radimus. Cardath could just go for bleed go. I guess this is his whole trick right here right now. It's just to go for bleed go. He does have a trinket coming up. Maybe is it here? Might just have to send it. Evasion, no follow. Blind right after. Radimus does juke a kick. But for Cardath, he just needs to play defensively. He does have a Kingsbane. Does he just send it? Caught a re-stealth? Was that a vanish? Must have been. Kingsbane, big hit, baby. Oh! Shield defendants keeping Radimus alive. Does he eat another Venom though? Both are so low. Who's gonna be? Who's gonna be? Oh! Beautiful. Oh my god, that was gorgeous. Sorry, I had a cough coming up. I was trying to hold it back the entire time I was watching that duel. I don't know, you might have heard me. Might have heard me trying so hard not to cough into the mic there, but that was beautiful. The dot, the cross kill. I mean, the rogue catches that one. Ethic of Beauty. You gotta love those duels, man. Leshnock is out in the open. Shiny, not with a Hunter's Mark. I'm surprised. He does send him with a full stun, everything available. Leshnock needs to go for big damage. Rapid Fire is available. Does he have the big aim shots? Because he's playing the Sentinel. He's got to make those aim shots work because that's how he gets his tier set to proc him. But I don't think he can. Yeah, just black arrows. traded with him. Not much you can do about it. Young is going to be up next. Blizzard is down. With Shiny trying to see if he can give himself maybe a bit of an out. With that frozen orb around the corner, Blizzard, he just has to go playing around the pillar. Ultra, he knows there's going to be an Ultra. Unfortunately, put the tar trap exactly where his freezing trap was. And like Young knows not to walk over there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Shiny could go for a knockback trap. He got some damage. He got some procs with the Chimeric Poison Silencer follow. Binding Shot onto Young. At least gives him like a chance to like set something up. But while he's waiting for cooldowns, there's just not much you can really do about it. Sounds not working rogues, but I used to nice joke with him. Void Turn cast it in now. Ah, okay. Yeah, I noticed that a lot of priests usually hit rogues with silences. Like if there's no targets to silence, I constantly keep getting hit by priest silences. And every time I'm like, that does nothing on me. It happens a lot. I don't know if it's on purpose. Maybe a priest just do it because just like, it's a rogue. I just want to hit him with something. I can't hit him with a baseball bat over the head, so I'll hit him with a silence in game. You know what I mean? So maybe it's one of those things. I notice it just happens a lot. I think Shiny, your best situation might be just to catch a reset. You're just going for a... Huh? I feel like Binding Shot should have connected, but it didn't. Oh, full birds by Young. Not much you can do with Saya charging out on a big old T-Rex. Young, maybe he has a blink. No, just blocking. Alright, it's going to be down to Nasmirska and Young to find a way through Saya. Saya normally would be like, oh, just one guy was the big deal. But he's like a one-man army, man. We are walking into a 54% dampening. So for Saya, he's going to be as dampened out as much as it can be. He's going to be pretty damp. That boy is pretty damp right now. That boy needs a dryer or something. But there's not much you can really do. Except maybe do some damage. Really play heavily into the Dawnlight damage. For Young, that's an opportunity to maybe make some kind of a play. Immediate stun, no blink available. Ultra does reset Young behind the pillar, but he's still just getting cracks after cracks of the Templar's Verdict, having to go for yet another block. And it's going to give him some healing. You can see some health recovery here, but at 54% dampening, only so much you can do, really. Unfortunately. Ah, man. Young trying to see if he can live this as best as possible. But it's got what, like no more blocks, no more shields, I don't think. Maybe one shield coming up. Stun, do you have a blink? It's over. It's just over. Yeah, Saya played that one super well. Masterfully done. I think he caught Young in a stun when he doesn't have a blink twice. Unless you went Shimmer that time. Which might have explained it, but I'm not 100%. Garrote by Nasmirska with a full set of dots. Does go for a bob that does end up dispelling the death mark. Is going to be the rogue backing up out of there. Saya having to play against a sass rogue Nasmirska might be scary. Scary for Saya, not scary for Nasmirska. I think Nasmirska is actually in a shoe-in. Technically, Subtlety can beat a Paladin. You just have to go for a lot of resets, a lot of like, you know, a lot of trades. Vanishes trading versus like, you know, Bob and Bubble. But for Nasmirska, as like Kingsbane Assassination Rogue, just got a Bop and Bubble guaranteed. You got Cloak of Shadows too. Just try to see if you can wait this out. Hodge immediately has a Trinket. Saya got full damage ready to go. Nasmirska, I think, should have probably Trinketed with an evasion maybe, or Trinket a blind immediately there. Because now he's going to take a lot of damage, and I don't think he can lose that much health. I don't think he can allow himself to lose that much health. But he doesn't have Death Mark. He doesn't have Kingsbane, unfortunately. This is in a bit of a rough spot. But he's trying to see if he can waddle back over to Saya. I don't know if he has enough damage. I think he might need to wait until cooldowns are available. By then, Saya is going to have a lot. Yeah, at least he's going to have Lay in Hands. I don't think he's going to have Bubble or Bob. But for Saya, he's got to be playing the chase game. He's got to be playing the cat and mouse here. He's got to do the chase. He has to do the chase. It is rough. It is rough, but I think he has to. Because with Rushka, I think if it's going to get Kingsbane, if it's going to get other stuff, Cloak, Evasion, anything really, it's only going to go good for him. Plus he has Sheet Death too, so he might be able just to live just with a hair, a bit of health. 70% dampening. Society can't really heal at all. Lay in Hands maybe best Society can do, like Trinket, Lay in Hands. Actually, doesn't even matter, because if Nasmirska lands a good Garrote, like a well-timed Garrote, and even if you Trinket, oh wait, you do remove the silence effect, don't you? Yeah, so maybe actually Trinket, Lay in Hands is still a play for Saya. For Nasmirska, yeah, he's gonna have to wait until everything is up. He's literally having to cheese it. It's gonna be the cheesiest duel ever, but I think it's gonna be the two juggernauts here throwing everything at each other. And Saya needs to be reactive. He needs to respond immediately. It's going to be a Kaj out for the Smushka. Immediate trinket. The Smushka does not have anything here. Saya needs to get away as fast as he can. Picking up the ice, so the Smushka can't really escape. Evasion might need to come up for the Smushka really, really soon. Does some of the dots. Full Kingsman onto Saya. He has lay on hands. Does use it. The Smushka, I think, needs to hang in there. I think he needs to stay in. Evasion and stay in. He got a milled. Evasion is up. He got cloak coming up too. I think he needs to cloak and stay in. I think he needs to finally finish it. Do you have cold blood? No cold blood. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like that should have been like, as soon as cloak is up, get in there and finish it. He's trying to see if he could get himself a recuperation with a first aid. Oh no, man. Maybe wait for 30 seconds until that is sight out of sight. You do have a trinket. You might to immediately cloak. That or just blind him as soon as he gets around to you in the corner. Stun, trinket, blind. Does get full dots. Does get the dots in. Wake Up Ashes dodges and completed with the Cloak of Shadows. Cheap shadow into Saya with the disarm right after. Saya maybe goes for self-heal. Envenom once. Does the Smushka get enough? Kid this shot. Does take it. Oh my god. As much as it felt like it was a shoe-in for the Assassin, because it did say like, oh, Assassin's going to have a much easier time against the Paladin. It is still was so like, oh no, this is actually went really, really poorly. Wait a second. That could be... That could go real, real bad. I'm not sure I feel about that anymore. Oh, man. Alright, let's get ourselves another one going here, boys, yeah? Uno más, uno más. I like how these druids, this guy's out here, and he's just like... do they have like a full raid in there? They're all killing... What the hell? Rokan is dying so hard. Wait, why is Rokan dying so fast? Huh? Oh, wait, there's a whole raid of them. That makes sense, actually. I was thinking for a second, like, what is happening? How is he dying that quick? But it's a full raid. They actually took him out really quickly. And I think they maybe have, like, one tank in there. Which would explain it. Yeah. Do they not make the guards, like, defend the city anymore? Because the guards are, like, doing stuff, but they're not effective. I'm pretty sure guards used to be, like, actually kind of effective back in the day. But maybe they're just, like, weak. Maybe it's, like, the tuning, the scaling. Alrighty, Nasmoshka and Saya, let me know when both groups are ready. Let me know. Okay, beautiful. Saya did say his group is ready. And then Van Noran comes in to his better end, unfortunately. Azervin did try to do a bit of healing, but he's just dead. Wait, like no one's attacking him. I'm actually surprised. Are they attacking this guy instead? Attacking somebody. Oh yeah, they're just ignoring this guy completely. He's trying to hit things with a repent, but he's just not really able to do much. Unfortunately. They're just ignoring this guy. What is happening? Alright, real quick chat. I need to grab a what is it? Can I queue you guys real quick? You guys are both ready. Let me queue you up. And I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab like napkin or something. A little stuffy. What am I gonna send you into? Lord Iron maybe? That's a Lord Iron. Right, that's a Lord Iron. EQ? EQ. Okay, let me be right back. Second. Alright, I think I'm good. Besides a cough, I think I'm set. I swear to you, if I'm getting sick right now, that'll be the worst. Imagine being sick on Christmas. I'd be the worst. Holy. Okay. Wait, am I going? Switch. Oh my god, dude. I'm just missing. Nasmosh could go in there with just the Kingsman getting a bubble out of Radimus. Cloaks the blind. Does he just continue? Does he just go in? Because there's no more bubble available. Radimus could just be exposed. Nespershka needs pop evasion. Actually, may just die here. Hold on a second. Holy. Evasion. Does get the dots. Radimus taking damage. Kingsbane. Everything immediately is there. Cheap shot right after. Does get himself. Big old coin. Gouge for a second. Disarm. Doesn't matter. Man. You got a lot of damage on the guy from the get-go. But then Pally just hits you with a big fat dawn light. That's a full spell warden for Radimus. He's still taking dot damage. Wait, if Young just gets the Radimus low enough, doesn't he still die to the execute dots? Where it counts for the rogue? It may. It might. I don't know if it's still dotted. Full Ray of Frost, there's nothing he can do. It's over. Quick lance to the heart. Doesn't have taken him out. With Curdy going to be up next, though, is going to get hit with shatters of the get-go. Sewers? I can do sewers, man. I can do sewers. Yeah, I can definitely do that. Young trying to see if he can back up out of the trinket to follow. Does trinket, I think, was it a stun or a silence or something? Is going to be immediate block. He still does have a big rift all around him into a poly onto Curdy. Trying to see if he can land a full CC onto Curdy. I was going to say try to see if he can land a poly, but he already had a poly. And my brain was just like, what's a stun? Again? Curdy does end up having to trinket, does have to disperse. He does have to send quite a lot of cooldowns, committed already quite a lot so far versus Young. And it's going to come down to how effectively can you get a good VE heal? How effectively can you get a Desperate Prayer together with that? With Young, it's a question of how well he can get a full another lockdown. Big shadow combo to Curdy. Fade out for the priest. Trying to see if he can close the gap. Yet another stun off without breath. Nothing Curdy can do. Maybe Desperate Prayer. Last second out of it. Does go for Desperate Prayer. Silence out of Young. Right now, if you can get 80 damage with a VE, that's exactly what he's doing. I don't think you can send a PI at the mage, right? Because you're just going to spell steal it. I think you hold PI for the next contender, but I think he gives the mage just kind of let the PI sit for a second. Curd, whatever damage he can get onto Young would be great. Shadow crashes would be huge here, probably off of that, but he won't have a stunt to follow. Although it is coming up very, very soon. He's going to have the shadow combo. Curdy, does he get a fade? I think he's got a fade there last second. I really wish fade was a cooldown that we could actually track in the UI, because it is very, very impactful of a cooldown. Kind of a big deal, honestly. Full another block onto Young. Using that block just to get himself a quick breather, but while he's health is super high, he's been able to fight just procking down Curdy. Does he have anything at all? Silence on a Young just to get a breather. Doesn't matter though. I think it went for, looks like a Shadow Word Death, but I don't think it was a Shadow Word Death. Yeah, I don't think it was. It had the same sound, but I think it was just like a, I think it was a Shadow Word Pain, Phantom Pain damage, but I'm not 100%. Rest in Hell, though, is going to be up next. W Blizz for admitting they were wrong. Brought back the Capstone Dungeons. What are the Capstone Dungeons again? Is that Diablo thing? Full charge out for Rest in Hell. Does get a dot onto Young. Glaives are in. I don't know if you can go for any dot damage around the corner. It does actually get some random proc damage onto Young, who is not in a great spot. Stun right after. Has a trinket. Brad does get to connect into a poly for Young. Does he go for a stun? Technically could. But I don't think he wants to watch Rest in Hell just trinket it and just walk out of it, because he just needs a couple more hits. Flying up in the air. Wait, hold on. Does he get the angle? Ain't no way he gets the angle, right? Ain't no way. Ah, wait a second. He does get one. One fell lands. He got one. He does get one. There's going to be some shifting power out for Young with some shields available, but as well as some images attacking. Everybody's trying to give him as much space as possible. I appreciate you guys doing that. Breath connects with Rest in Hell as he goes in for an eye beam. Is going to be able to break out of that pretty quickly though. And it's going to, I mean, it's over for Young, I think. Big glaive. Oh, he clips him into more glaives getting sent in. Oh, he's just in a cubby. He's just going to die there. Yeah, just in a cubby, just in a closet. He just decided, you know what? I'm going to find a nice little like condensed hole and just die in a hole. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Cardath versus Rest in Hell. Last time Cardath did an immaculate job versus Rest in Hell. This time Rest in Hell is going to have to use everything in his repertoire to win this. It is going to be Kingsbane that he was able to immune. Immuning while high on health at least allows him to at least maintain some healing. It is going to be able to throw glaives over. Cardath should be able to see him in stealth as well. If he has a sight, is going to pick up the extra eyes in the arena and knows exactly where the rogue is at. Is going to metamorphose leap in to dodge any kind of stuns with the darkness right after. Evasion off for Cardath. Just needs a little more damage onto Rest in Hell. With the Shiv, Mage is taken. Rest in Hell needs healing immediately. Picking up whatever little souls he can off of the rogue, but it doesn't matter. Hits him with the venom mid backflip. He was trying to see if he could sigil a spite, get some souls out, and then go grab him up, but he couldn't. Man, rogues really do give demon hunters a run for the money, don't they? Assassination in particular, Carnage just trying to see if he can stay away from any of that damage. He's gonna go for a step, blind and shiny. Shiny with a tricky, but a gouge immediately hits him. I don't know. Kidney shot is available. He does have Kingsbane coming up soon, but he's not gonna commit into it. Unfortunately, that damage with full burst, stun around the corner, I think it might be into Cardath. Volley, yeah, that last rapid fire does it. That is unfortunate. Dan to win second to last, or for the team one with Shiny. Did have to commit some cooldowns into the rogue just to take him out. You had a little challenge dungeon to see if you're ready for the next difficulty. Oh, that's what those are. Okay. Did they remove those? I didn't realize they removed those. Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I forgot about those. I honestly did forget about those. But yeah, that is kind of... Did they improve the rewards in those? It's been a second since I've actually done those things. I don't remember if they... I remember them being kind of boring at the time. Or more annoying at the time. But if they made them like rewarding, that'd be cool. Got rid of them, they brought them back in new. Hopefully they got some new stuff you can get out of them. Like gear-wise maybe. It's like, oh, you defeated it? Here we go. Here's a big reward. That'd be sick. Knockback onto Dan. Does go for the blind searing glare combo onto Shiny. Shiny just having to go for a bubble or turtle. That's all he could really do. Shiny needs to CC Dan. Maybe catch a reset. Maybe go for a camo. Oh no, the dots are still on him apparently. First aid, also the dots are still on him. Unfortunately, unless he can get away from Dan far enough away, he just can't do much. That is rough, man. And we got ourselves Saya, last one left over for the team 2. Is he gonna give Dan a chance? I think he wants to give Dan a proper on a duel. Dan actually is walking into this with everything. So Dan has literally every cooldown available, minus a Wake of Ashes for an immediate go for Saya, but he's still got defenses. Still got everything he needs. It's going to be a chess match between the two shield divided trades. You see the Paladins using very, very similar abilities against each other here. I think Dan is waiting to go for a Hodge Wake of Ashes combo. He can do it now, I think. Pretty sure he can do it now. There it goes. Now if you maximize the Wake of Ashes combo, everything available, I think it should be good. Should be good. Got himself a bit of healing. Saya, back it up out of there for a second. Trying to see if he can wait this out a little. He's going to get himself a charge stun on the Dan. Does Dan need to use a big cooldown here? He's gonna survive, but he may need to follow something up. Is gonna be Spell Warden. If you can get anything out of Saya, that would be ideal. I think Lay Enhance for Dan would have been a safer pick, but a Spell Warden can make it work if you commit. But it looks like Dan is gonna end up backing up out of this. Saya took a bit of damage, but Dan is still a little behind. Still in a situation where we could possibly go for a bubble here. Unless he goes in for a big recovery with a Dawn Light, which you may need to. We are at the 8-minute mark, 42% dampening. Lay your hands up for Dan. You only got a bubble. Saya is still holding on to a Spell Warden as well as Lay in Hand. So Dan got a tall order. Got a trinket. Stunner to Saya. He's going to get something out of him. Maybe a bubble? Maybe a bubble out of Saya? He doesn't have Wake of Ashes, unfortunately. So for Saya, he could just wait this out a little. Shield of Edits up. Dan tried to go for whatever damage he can from a distance. It's really going to come down to, can Dan get another big pressure force onto Saya, or he may be looking for a bubble. Does Lynch run him on that holy and taking him out? Man, I like the little bow at the end too. That was awesome. All right, Leslie Chalk, you're going to be last one left. You got to get a bop and a, actually, Hunters can break a bop, can they? I guess basically bubble is the only button you're willing to worry about. As long as Leslie Chalk can get himself line of sight and get more hits like that, get more rapid fire goes like this, he's going to be good. Stun is going to go for a trinket, scatter for a second. Saya trinkets also with a blind. Does he have a searing glare to follow up? He does not. Leslie Chalk is going to take a bit of damage. Bubble out for Saya. That's a turtle opportunity. Turtly cool. He did it. Now he's a good question. Can he? I tried to go for that line of sight. Didn't quite do it. You need to get some kind of CC onto Saya to put him out in the open. Saya can just whittle you down away with a Dawn Light. The Saya spell, he doesn't spell ward in this deck. He has to bop if you use anything. I think he's got a rapid fire. Leslie Chalk is not gonna have a trinket available aside of human racial. Maybe wall, maybe a bit of the healing at the end. Whatever you got going on, I think he's just done. Yeah, unfortunately, it is just done. Saya picking up 2, Young picking up 2 as well. Well done. Let's get us another one going. You guys said down sewers, right? Look at the down sewers. Let me know when your teams are ready, boys. Saya and the Smash Cup. Both let me know when you guys are good. Oh, let's save this one up as well. Besides says his team is good. Nasmeshka, let me know if you are. Let me know if your team is ready. How to disable critter names in WoW? Interface name and spell check unfriendly or friendly nameplates filter control. Turn off critter names. Name? Nameplates. That's not what I'm trying to do though. No, I just need critter names. Okay, and I'll also list it real quick. The team to Smash Cut. We got a spot if you guys want to join in, by the way. We got a spot real quick. Molten Core. 5V5 1v1 Duels. List group. What the heck? Does he have a lot of health? 18 million. Is that a lot? Arthon. Oh, yeah. Let me get Arthon because he did sign up earlier. I definitely want to get Shaboshi. I definitely want to get you to play, man, but Arthon did ask earlier. So, dead? Bro, wait, is this the dead? Is that the dead? Bro, is this the dead from back in the day? He's on the RP server? Hold on, if he dies, I don't think it's a real dead. Hold on a second. If he dies here, I don't think it's a real dead. But this dude's name is Dead. Is that the dead chat from Legion? You guys remember those days? Vanish. Let's see, find him. Oh, finding shot. Flare. Does he have it? Survival Hunter, man. He's trying to see if he can survive it. If he dies here, I don't think it's a real dead. But maybe, dude. Fear of the Eagle, is that going to be enough? Holy. Nope, I don't think it's a real dead. I don't think it's a real dead. I'm not sure. I'm not 100%. I am not sure if it's a real dead chat. I'm not sure, but maybe, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I feel like Dead would have beat a rogue. I think it's just the guy that also has the name Dead. I don't think it's a real one. I don't think he's the real one. Unfortunately. I got excited for a second, dude. I haven't seen Dead in a while. I don't even know if I have him added in real ID, but I know he doesn't play on this server. Unless he like changed or something. I'm really not sure. Let's do Dalaran servers. How to disable critter names. Nameplate for small critters. Default interface option, check critter under name settings for a quick fix. Pets, critters. No, that's not it. Advanced interface options, if you can find it. They are among us. But this activity by non-human extraterrestrial technology is capturing the attention of humans. Oh, maybe I did find a macro for it, chat. I'll try it. I think I did it. We'll find out. We'll see. Alrighty, switch. Got ourselves. It's gonna be on this team. Arthon on this team. We got Cardath gonna be first up versus Radimus. Oh, immediate burst, immediate go. Death Mark, Kingsbane, everything available. Vanish and the Kalane reset by the Rogue. I mean, Radimus is basically on his tail, but unless you get doubts on the guy, you won't really be able to see him. But for Cardath, like, do you just wait until bubble is down? Or, I mean, until cooldowns are up? Or do you just go in? Because technically bubble is down. You are going to have forbearance. Cloak shot was really aggressively there. I kind of like to delay the cloak. I go for the rogue because then they can, you know, stun you. And then a cloak after him if I really want to stay in. But that is a a move. Radimus does go for shield defense, yet another Garrote. It is going to be short-lived, however. Full stun, full burst out for Radimus with a Searing Glare. Cardat needs to catch a reset with an evasion. I think it's going to give him that a bit of that elusiveness, damage reduction, blessing of protection, unless you have something out for this. This is where you really wish you had a Vanish or a Melt. I don't even know how this man is blinking all over the place. But I think it's over. Yeah, that's so rough, man. That's so rough, because you can have the craziest burst ever, but it doesn't matter sometimes, man. As an assassination rogue, Arthur is just running. He's just going for like a little like walking jog type of thing, right? Where you jog it, but you don't really go anywhere. But he does get a stun to Radimus. Land hands to follow. Does have a trinket. Full army of undead in play. Doesn't have a... Does he not have a... I was going to say A-bomb, because that's the rest of his pets are in. Maybe just waiting for Radimus to use a button, because all these pets are doing work, dude. Look at him go! Oh, it's over for Radimus. It's just a cascade of just death. Once all the pets are in, it's over. Arhorn. I'll call them Arthon, but it's just Arhorn. I feel like it should have been Arhorn. Because, you know, horns, antlers, whatever. You know what I mean? Curdy going to be up out here with a full burst. He's got himself the big cascade of volley. Unfortunately, Arthon does get to Arhon. Does get to avoid it altogether. Does land a kick on Shadow for Curdy. It is going to try to stifle some of his burst with the stun right after. Curdy played it super defensively. It's going to go for a bit of that VE. That's a lot of healing he's got going on. Quick fear into Arhon. Does have a Lichborn for it. Arhon needs a lot of healing right now. He's going to catch up a little bit of healing. Maybe he will need to sacrifice his gold, summon a new one really quickly. He does need a lot of health. But as long as Curdy is not pumping damage into you, you're fine. AMS is up, does get himself mounted up. Maybe we'll need to land a kick. I think he's saving his kicks. Possibly for any shadow hits. Maybe, because he's not really looking like he wants to aggressively interrupt him unholy. He's doing a lot of damage though, building up a lot of pressure. Silence does interrupt the opportunity for Arhart to be able to land a kick. Maybe looking for a death pack here. That's going to be a lot of damage he's going to take. Death pack may need to be used right here just to give himself more health. That's a big void rift. He does survive it. Curdy hits with a stun with the disperse to follow. For Arhart, that's at least an opportunity to catch up and heal. He could go for a death pack and just stay away from Curdy. That is an opportunity. AMS is available as well. That's going to give him a little bit of shielding to work with. Does land an interrupt on the Shadow. May need to go for a bit of healing. He does have the army of a dead summoned in. Curdy with a quick fade. Stun into Arhon. Will need to go for a death pack here just to give him some more health. I think either stay in or back away. He looks like he's just going to commit. That's a lot of damage he's taken. Curdy, though, does trigger the rift to explode a little bit early. Taking out the Death Knight, which is perfect for him, catching up a little bit of healing. With Young trying to see if he can position on the opposite side of Curdy. This is going to need to use everything here. Just goes in for a nice little wave. I do like the little wave. For Curdy, he got himself lots of healing back there, but like, I don't even know how much mana he's got. These flash heals barely do anything. And it's not really anything Curdy is doing. It's just like Priest, man. You know what I mean? Like cannibalize, actual heal. Is it really that like slow? I think Xando's regenerating is better, isn't it? I mean, I guess Cannibalize does give you mana too, so I guess it's good in that regard. Is Shiny going out to heal him? Or giving him something? Maybe just giving him mana or something? I have no idea. Maybe give him like some food. I don't think there's any food that works in Arena though, does it? They used to be, back in Warlords General, there was this toy that was like this food that gave you at least 60% of your health every, I don't know, minute or something. And you could sit down and eat it in Arena until they disabled it. I remember using that way back in the day. It was one of those toys that not a lot of people collected, but I just remembered to pick it up and I was like, oh. I think actually I picked it up randomly and I was glad that I picked it up. That or I saw somebody using it and then I grabbed it. I don't remember. I just remember not a lot of people had it. Curdy just trying to see if he can leash everything when it comes to the void. I think though Young was able to back away from the rift. It's going to be a full breath with, unless you trinket, unless you disperse, and it's going to be Curdy going for a defensive here. I think maybe he could have saved it, but he just did a rough spot. Yeah, he just did a rough spot. I think maybe he's trying to see if he can disperse now and then maybe have a trinket for the next go from Young. But he's going to get that Snowdrift back up super soon, honestly. It is going to be another set of Rift with an interrupt and Shadow for Curdy. Needs to get himself whatever damage he's got. Maybe a fade here is going to be massive damage. Young taking huge hits. Got himself that Ultra, but he's still in a bit of a rough spot. Invis just to give himself a bit of DR. Curdy is not in an amazing situation himself either. He does have CC though, but it's going to be a quick breath. Poly right after. Curdy can't really respond right now. Maybe silence in between? No. Full stun, full burst. I don't really know if Curdy can do right now. Does get Aegis procking. That's just so rough. Young wants to blink around the corner. He definitely wants to go around the corner and maybe land a blink kick if he can get it going. Curdy does get himself full potential damage. Silence on a Young. Void volley flying out everywhere. He's going to go for a massive spell. Maybe? No, he is gonna have to be very, very proactive here with maybe a stun and a fear onto Young. He's gonna have to be very proactive because Young got himself CC. Shadow Card does connect, you got a fear. Breath instead, Poly to follow. Curdy doesn't disperse, but it's not gonna be back up anytime soon. I think for Young, that's an opportunity yet just to end it. I think he just over Curdy. No! Fade! Oh, he faded it! Fear does get stunned either way. Does he live this? Barely. Facial, it's over. Oh, man. The fact that he was able to get a fade just to give himself a bit of a breather, but unfortunately the snowdrift still kept on ticking on him. Because he only gets an immunity for like half a second, and that's about it. It was just enough for him to break out, not be stunned, but then the stun came on anyway. With the rest of health getting a full poly, Ray of Frost does go for a nice imprison to break apart the Ray of Frost actually. And that's going to be a nice sigil of misery around the corner as well. But Resident is taking huge hits in the opener either way. Looks like Young just getting the procs that he needs, man. Full I-beam, no blinks available, does get himself a reversal. Resident just needs to be very, very careful with his Hellbore right now versus Young. He also needs to be aware of where the ulti time is and needs to be able to double back to that as soon as possible. Does turn to try to see if he can keep the pressure onto Young. And if he can just reduce how much health he's taking in terms of damage, he might be okay. He's not going to be able to get out of that poly. Unfortunately, the backflip did put him in a decent spot to be away from the mage, but immediately see that follows up is a little bit tough. Block right after, back it up out of there. At least he can maybe spell steal some soul fragments off of Young. That's at least could be a little bit helpful. Full I-beam, but a breath connects. Does he go for a full-on stun combo? No, he just tried to see if he could the pressure roll it in, avoiding the freezing altogether. Glaives are getting thrown in. He's got himself some of those procs. He needs to find a way to close the gap. The hunt does come in, but no! The duck hunt does not go through. Catches him in the polymer, perfectly timed. Young got himself a big shatter combo. Always looking just to keep Reston Hell away from him as best as possible. And Reston Hell picking up whatever soul fragments he can off of Young. Get another breath. There's going to be a stun. No trinket. Wait a second. Does Young just take it? Does he get the procs that he's looking for? I don't think he does. Yeah, no, I don't think he does get any of those procs. Reston Hell taking him out with a cleave. But Reston Hell took so much damage in that duel. The back-to-back pressure, man. It is not easy. Not easy at all. Who's the next? Isn't this Mushka? Is it going to be Dan? Oh, Dan switching up the Mog. I like it. I like it. Although I felt like dwarves in this set, it almost looks like a kid, right? It almost looks like a kid. It's just the set. It just, when it looks so shrunken of dwarves, it almost looks like a kid wearing like a Halloween outfit or a cosplay. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe just me. I think they're still trying to figure out how it's supposed to be next. Or maybe neither of them just want to fight the Demon Hunter. Or they're both just letting the Demon Hunter get himself a full reheal here. I don't know. Technically, Reston Hell, if you want to walk up to one of them and like, I mean, if they're both just like waiting, you could just walk up and like steal some soul fragments off of them, get a heal if neither is charging in. Because it's like, if they're both waiting, you might as well, you know, pick up a heal or two. Maybe possibly. It looks like it is going to be Dan. Dan the Palette versus Reston Hell. Rest does have Trinket coming up very, very soon. He just got to be very, very careful. Using a backflip early, I think he kind of expected for Dan to commit, but he did not do that at all. Stun around the corner. For Reston Hell, he needs to be able to go for those hit and run strats. If he can go for big hit and run strats, he'll be fine. Into a Sigil of Misery around the corner. Does he the dot? But he's got, I think, waiting until Trinket is available. He has Metamorphosis. He actually has a lot of things he could work with. So maybe he'll be all right. Hunt around the corner. Does give him the big glaive. Huge crit combo. Huge possible big setup. Is going to go for a bit of a backflip. Metamorphosis is available in case he wants to maybe go for like meta to dodge a stun or something. He could just commit. Get a bubble out of Dan. Does get a bubble out of him. Back it up out of there immediately. Maybe immune? No, just going to go for the mobility. Max out the range before he can literally land a Hodge. And if Dan, he wants to hang out by the wall. He knows there's going to be a big barrage from up in the sky. He knows he wants to be very, very careful with it, man. Very, very careful with it. Yo, Rick, I do my guy. Let's go back 3 minutes. I'll have your last game. Yeah, man, we could probably get you in. Probably can get you in here if we're still going. I'll be down. I'll be down to keep going for a little longer. We can have you join in. Big old item out for Reston Hell. Spell Warden for Dan. Yeah, I actually think Spell Warden is an immune versus Demon Hunter because a lot of the damage is chaos damage, and it is going to be marked as magic where it gets immune by the ability, which is unfortunate. Dan doing with a Wake of Ashes. He wants to get a setup with the Reston Hell. Does get a Dawn Knight stun, reverse it. As soon as the immune comes out, no more bubble for Dan either. Does not go for the Hodge or Reston Hell dodge it. One or the other. Blind with a Searing Glare. Reston Hell, I think it just needs to get Dan away from the wall. Can you hit him from there? You can actually hit him. Wait, Dan, you need to light his side. No, no. Oh, no. Yeah. You need to make sure you're like really hugging that wall. This box is really bad for line of sight when Demon Hunter goes up in the air, by the way. It is really inconsistent for it. This Merc could try to see if he can get himself some kind of setup versus rest. He's going to be full imprisoned into the sigil spite darkness before the burst comes out. This burst, how much of the darkness, how much of that burst was absorbed by darkness, by the way? Because Resinel still has a little bit of health to work with. He's still got, oh my. The Envenoms that follow up are brutal. Actually brutal. Shining landing a binding shot on this Merska. He knows he can go behind the pillar. Actually, might as well get stunned up, right? Yeah, he might as well get stunned to get the DR going. He's gonna go for a melt. The knockback trap is gonna at least get him out of stealth, if not knocking him out. Trinket out for Shiny. Does this Merska have anything to follow up? He's got Cloak. That's about it. No more vanishes available. I think it might be lights for him. Short stun. Shiny just uses one more hit. Oh, it's an aim shot, right? It's an aim shot away. Maybe. Yeah, it's over. Smoke Bomb was a good move, I think. That was the right move, but there's only so much you can do. Raz and help pick it up too. Well done. I really like the Unholy DK duel as well. He was really, really close versus Curdy. That's actually a much closer duel than I thought that was going to be. You know? Oh, no, I didn't fix it. The NPC or the critter names are still on. I gotta find a way to disable that chat. Let's get ourselves another one going. Alrighty. Naspershka and Saya, let me know when you guys are ready. We'll get you guys another one going. Saya looks like we're back. 2 months of that Ruin Cloak doesn't appear. Oh no. Take your meta achievement for Johnny Mount. Oh no. Wait, which one are you looking for? Oh, the Undersea Usurper. Oh, you know the easiest way to do it? Oh, that's the Ruin of... Yeah, that one you can control that actually. Yeah, that one sucks. That whole quest line sucks, man. Whole quest line for that sucks. I totally feel ya. Yeah, the Undersea Usurper with all the like puzzles, it's terrible. You just gotta wait. All you can do is just AFK until it works, man. It is terrible. 2 months, bro. Yeah, you gotta wait such a long time. I remember starting it and I got lucky that I basically was working on achievement for a good decent while before Johnny Mount came out. I was like trying to get as much of it as I could, and I decided I'm just gonna have a character out in the Jatar doing rares. I got a nice like war mode instance where basically rares are always up, except for one rare that I was really trying to scout for, but the other rares I got out like in a single day. It was crazy. But I was basically made myself like almost my own instance. It was like on an RP realm. Axe, we can get you in. It was like on an RP realm and stuff. It was crazy good. Alrighty. I think we're set. And the Smushka, ready. Beautiful. Let me do this. Let me also... okay, cool. I got you in. I'm gonna queue it up, and I'm also gonna be back in a second. I'm gonna blow my nose again. I might just bring an app with me, honestly, at this point. Like, if I'm getting sniffly, I might as well. Yeah. Let me send you guys a 2. I'm gonna send you guys a 2. I don't know. What have we done? What have we not done as arena? Tigers. We haven't done tigers. Okay. As soon as a Q will be our B. Yeah. Unless it doesn't Q. Lizard. It's faster because you can level 1 with your ult. Yeah, they only achieve that hard is follow 1 to level 30. But it's faster because you can level 1 with your ult. Yeah, I guess you could, right? One character levels one character levels the other. It still is a pain in the ass to level them up, honestly. It really is a pain. It's annoying. But I was doing that like over a period of days, and it just ended up like by the time I got the rare and the level up, I kind of got the rune mini game at the same time, so I just got to finish them all at once. So altogether, it wasn't that long of a wait. It could have been worse though. Let me do the Grand maybe again. Tiger Speak ain't working. The Grand works. Okay, so maybe Tiger Speak is bugged. Let me bear it back. Alright, this time I picked up some paper towels. So like if I'm gonna be a sniffly boy out here streaming, I might as well at least be prepared. You know what I mean? I can only do so much. You guys are already in there. Holy. I am bad at my job. Switch. Is it Radimus versus the Smershka this time? Oh, and the Smershka is back on subtlety, which is a spec that can do well, or can do okay against paladins, but I don't know about that though. I don't know about that though. Like though, he got the boy walking on a leash. Oh, the Smershka, no! I think he decided, like, you know what? Maybe I can catch a reset. Maybe I can get behind the pillar. And by the time we figure it out, oh wait, I'm dead. Couldn't cloak, couldn't vanish, couldn't nothing. That is a bit rough for subtlety, man. Assassination at least has like a big go and kind of like bleed out a paladin with dots, and it makes it a little easier. But going to subtlety, you either have like the biggest combo go, or like you're just gonna play it super extra safe. You know what I mean? Just gotta get the safest resets. For Radimus, he gotta buy himself a little bit of time, I think. I don't think he said anything worse than the Smershka. Although I did start recording the duel second late. But for Dan, as long as he can get himself that early pressure versus Radimus and keep that early pressure, whatever freebie damage you can get around, like poking behind the pillar, get a couple of judgments in, you know what I mean? Get a Temple's Verdict in. And make sure that every Wake of Ashes is like huge value Wake of Ashes. It could be good. Radimus just try to see if he can maybe range him. Next Hodge, however, could be pretty massive. For Dan, that's a huge proc on the wings, man. That's exactly what it needs. Stun, however, out of Radimus. Trick it out for Dan. The trick for Radimus is available. So for Dan, this is a perfect opportunity to actually put some pressure. Blind out for Radimus. He's still got Searing Glare in case he needs to. He just needs to at some point find himself an opportunity to possibly get it going. Kick available for Dan, so he's ready to kick it in case he needs to. Lay in hands to reverse it as Radimus taking a lot of damage. Bubble right after. Does Dan just bubble? I think he needs to find a way to just live without bubbling. And then he's going to be at an advantageous position versus Radimus, especially if he can trade Spell Warden for Spell Warden. Then he'll be golden. Maybe looking for that bubble. I think it might be the bubble. And possibly just try to see if you can commit a kill onto Radimus. If you can do it. He got Wake of Ashes. Trying to go for Searing Glare. No! I think he lost that Searing Glare off though. I think he lost that cast off. I think he got hit. Unfortunately. So for Radimus, this is an opportunity where Trinket is coming back up. Actually, no, he won't be able to use it. It's going to be DR with his human racial. But Spell Warden really early, so you cannot get hodged. So now you can set up some kind of damage go versus Dan. And as long as Dan does the Spell Warden, that's a hodge. There's not much Dan can do. Wait, maybe Radimus just wins. Oh my god, the procs. He did it so well. That Spell Warden was well timed, well lined up, and took advantage while he had it. That's where all you can do as Dan is either if you can live and heal, or Spell Warden yourself too, just so you don't get hit in the single hodge. It's a question of, do I die in a hodge? Yes. Okay, I press the defensive. Or do I live in a hodge? Okay, I could probably just hold off then. With Aaron, he got everything, man. Radimus does not have much to really work with. All the pets are in. IBF out for Aaron. Just needs a couple of Clone Shadows. The army is alive and kicking. With Shiny going to be up next. Binding Shot immediately onto Aaron. Actually, probably what Aaron wants. Because he can grip and Shiny in while the army is still in play. If you had Shadow Vice on Shiny and just let the pets do work, you'll be golden. He does want to break it away with a Master Skull to try to see if he can keep himself a bit more mobile. Stun onto Aaron is going to be a rapid fire with a blind right after. Trinket for Shiny to follow. And Aaron does have at least a full root or full freeze slow onto Shiny. So at least he's got that. If Aaron can wait until his like army of undead is back up and available, then I think he can maybe make something work with some of those ghouls. You just gotta find a way to stop Shiny from hitting too many rapid fires or black arrows, and you'll be golden. Picking up whatever extra summons he's got from the riders also is going to be huge, especially the Morgraine, but also Nazgrim too. That together is a nice combo. Both of them are very, very effective. I don't know what your ghoul is doing. He's just kind of going off of on his own things. He's living his own little dream world. That is a turtle out of Shiny. Look, just getting a couple of riders onto Shiny. And even if Aaron is super far away, those pets do enough damage and enough pressure onto Shiny that Aaron is actually okay. He does have a big go here very, very soon. He's got Hysteria coming up, so that's going to be army very, very soon. He might just have to find a way to live, take out Shiny, and then do the army. Yeah, gonna have to use the army on the next person. But he got himself a nice setup. That was very well done. Being able to outlive the Hunter and then having the full burst go for the next person is perfect, especially since it's Curdy and Death Knights do have a pretty good advantage against most caster classes. Not all, but most. Although Aaron not mounting up of the get-go does put him in a weird spot. Is going to get the dots at Curdy. AMS to make sure he got himself a full approach. Army is immediately available versus Curdy. He could go for a fear to fear all the riders, which I think is actually valuable. stun, silence on Aaron. But Gertie's still taking so much damage. Interrupted on Shadow, not in a great spot. Going for whatever heal he can. Will need to go for Disperse, but no, it doesn't matter. Aaron just pulls through. What a man. What a Death Knight. What a bull. He just absolutely bullied the guy down. That was terrible. But still, like, he did really, really good. There was some great burst. That was an excellent move as an Holy Death Knight. You have to play around the burst that you have, because this is kind of a squishy class. But they're very hard hitting. Very hard hitting. And ASUS is going to hit him with every single dot. Every bleed, Kingsbane, everything is available. There's just not much that our Horn can do. With Axe able to drop in the damage and then back up out of there. Flurry is down by Young. Whatever damage you can do onto Axe to keep the pressure on him is better. Ring of Peace around the corner. Axe with a blind trying to see if he can maybe catch a reset. Does meld by the looks of it. Yeah, it does meld. Needs to make sure there's Garrotes on a Young at all times. Maybe go for a Trinket Cloak here. Trinket? Cloak? Yeah, using everything. Does he go for another Vanish? Does he go for a Vanish? He might just have to. Vanish is out. Do you catch him with a Nova? Does not, but Blizzard. Oh, Blizzard doesn't even connect either. So for Axe, he's actually in a great spot, man. What's his name overall? Axu Yoshin? I think. I'm just still gonna call him Axe. I feel like it's easier. I feel like it's just easier, man. I feel like it's easier. Because his name Axe. Oh no, Shaboshi too, right? Yeah. He's got like the weirdest names. They're like in Russians, they're Cyrillic, but like even trying to pronounce them as somebody who was born in that country, like I still have a hard time, man. It's so unusual. Maybe it's me, man. Maybe it's just me. Disarm the Young. Disarm the Mage. Love the play. But I think it's going to be a lockdown. I think it might just be dead. Axe might be just done. Is it enough? Oh, shoot death. Vanish. Do you just Garrote him? I think you got to Garrote him. Yeah, the Garrote on the blink. That's perfect. You got to live. Just got to live. You got a Kingsbane. You got a Deathmark coming up very, very soon. But that's a full Nova. Ah, it's over. That's rough. Saya going to be last one left over for that team too. But immediately hit with a poly. See, Young can just walk away from him. Young does walk into this duel in a much better spot, honestly. He did, unfortunately, use his offensive cooldowns, but he's got double block. So he's got one block. He's got Cold Snap. He's got Invis, and he's got Trinket available right now. Like, at least he can use Human Race to break out of a stun. So he's actually in an okay spot. And if you can just keep Saya at a distance, steal his Hand of Freedoms, and just root him, does go for an immediate blink. That is so well timed. That blink, I don't know if you meant to do it like that. To blink immediately on a HUD, but that was awesome. Try to see if you can push Saya into that Ring of Frost if at all possible. Is going to reverse on him. Is still going to be a Dawn Light by Saya. But Young, if you can go for the range damage and just keep Saya at a distance while still continuing the pressure on him, he'll be golden. Swap carrot, I swap chat, swap a character. Okay. Yeah, if you wanna, just let us know which team you're supposed to be on. Block and it's an immunity trade for both Young and Saya. Is that the better play? I mean, I guess. Especially if Young doesn't have much of an answer, is going to go for a blink out of the stun. Still, Wake of Ashes out for Sai, so Young needs to be very, very careful. Shifting power to get the cooldown back a little quicker. He is going to need to get another setup combo onto Saya. And I think he might be able to, like, force him. And I think Sai is hanging out by the altar because he knows that that's where the mage is going to go, right? Yeah. But I think if Young can get a breath into a full stun onto Saya, that's definitely going to get something out of him. Breath before Blessing Ascent comes out, which is massive. That's going to be immediate stun. Does he have enough pressure? Does he have enough damage? The crits are coming through. Laying hands by Saya. That is going to be his way out. He's still got a bubble in case he needs to. Young also still has a block, so maybe he can make something work. Knock back on Saya. I don't know if he has any like pressure. He's going to have to go for a block. Saya still has a bubble, so maybe Young can get a bubble out of Saya and Cardath can just go finishing stuff off. But yeah. Okay, making your group second request? Yeah, he will once he's done. He's still mid-duel right now. Because, you know, he's still out here. He's still fighting for his glory, fighting to redeem all that. And a freedom up for Saya. I mean, maybe you can spell. Do you spell seal it? No. I think I don't. I don't think I did, at least. I can't tell. I can't tell. I just saw Hand of Freedom and then it's gone. I don't really know. Maybe he's just press Hand of Freedom, right click this so he doesn't give it. Which is actually a play. Glacial Spike. He got at least those shatters. He's got the range. Big Meteor combo. I don't know if he had like Ray of Frost to follow up. That would have been great. Hand of Freedom back up for Saya. If Young can spell steal it, that would be ideal. He got himself done Invis a little bit early. Breath to follow. Bubble out for Saya. It's going to be bubble. Saya's going to bubble this. You know he's going to bubble it. So for Young, the best he can do is, hey, up, Cardath. You know, his last breath. Last breath. I got his bubble. Finish him. finish the fight. You know what I mean? Like, that's about all you can do. So Cardat now has Saya, who can only maybe free Blessing of Sanctus. And that's about it. He does have a trinket, but still, like, full burst like that, I don't know if you can do much about. His subtlety, I was thinking it was assassination. I was thinking that's a shoe-in. I don't know if he wins directly. I don't know if it's a guarantee. Oh no, Cardath pulls off. Cardath pulls it off. I was thinking it was assassination. Yeah, not bad. Aaron does pick up 3. Well done. You gotta love just the raw burst of an Unholy Death Knight. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Alrighty. Let me know if you guys' teams are ready for like a couple more. Maybe we can do maybe like 1, maybe 2, maybe, you know, maybe. Cool. But yeah, let me know when you guys are good. I can do like 1 or 2 more maybe. The Smeshka hit me with it already. And then Saya will need a +1, I think, but he should be listed in LFG. But yeah, Saya, Kier said he will swap to a different character. He'd be down to join your team if you can list or if you need my help listing. If you need my help, just send me an invite and I'll help. Oh, wait, Harvest 250? Those achievements for harvesting lumber in various expansions? Hell, what in the hell? That's crazy. Wow. That's a lot, actually. That's a lot. Okay, I'll listen to multi-core. Beautiful. What was the post about Legion Remix? I want to link it somewhere. Here we go. Digital Soul cycling faster is kind of nuts though. 375% faster. Login. I don't know if you have a spot, but if we do, let me know, boys, if you need one. Or you can join Saya, I guess. That could also work if you have multiple spots. Oh wow, yeah, it's actually, when you think about it, there's only the last few weeks left of what's it, Legion Remix. It's ending soon. I forgot. I didn't think about the whole like event going away soon. I'm just so I feel like maybe they should keep and extend Legion Remix until midnight launches. Am I the only one that feels this way? I feel like they should extend it a little. I know that, like, the reason why they keep it like limited time is so that everybody's playing at the same time, right? So that, you know, the actual like the game mode is healthy and everybody's trying to get all the reward before it's gone. But if you like extend it, make it permanent, like it'll just trickle down until barely anybody's playing it. The strat was to put an invasion weapon in. Didn't put the invasion weapon? What do you mean invasion weapon? Was there weapons for invasions? You mean like Legion assaults or is that like the demonic invasions from like Legion pre-patch? What are the invasion weapons? Or is it like a skin? Legion assaults. Was there weapons for Legion assaults? Because they made Legion assaults like happen faster from last bosses. Did they drop weapons? Did they really? Okay, hold on. Let me look it up. WoW Legion assault weapon rewards. Were there weapon rewards back in Legion? Primarily nether shards, infinite power for artifact weapons and gear, specialty achievements, fallen kings, unlocking corrupted blades, unique transmog like the fallen king's corrupted blades after completing activities like broken sword, Chumas Sagaris. Was there a weapon skin for assaults? Is that what you mean? Was there really one? Agent Assault, new weapon transmogs. Back from 2017. Oh, yeah, you're right. There was a whole set of them. These things. These things, right? All of these weapons? Oh, I mean, the stats were kind of okay. I didn't even think much about these. Didn't we have a variation of these weapons in, like, honor gear? No, we didn't. Longest two-handed sword? What, this thing? The hug thing? I like that. Or you mean this? I did like this, and I like the shield, how it's like souls and skulls and things. Hunt for years never dropped. So it drops from Azuni invasions, so it is an evasion thing. Yeah, you know, they probably need to add that to the vendor then. They probably need to add those to vendors. Pretty cute. Okay, we'll try Tiger's Peak again. The green one. The katana. Ah. Was it really long? That's crazy. Yeah, I probably should add those to the vendors. Like, now. That'd be so cool if they added those to the vendors. Because there's like a whole set of them. They could probably just add it like as a thing you buy for bronze as a full set. Make it like 100k bronze or something. Stop pushing Glad. Are you really? Hell yeah, dude. Get it. Hope you get the mount. The bat mount looks pretty sick. Hell yeah, bud. Definitely if you have like a team or whatever, you might just take advantage of it, yeah. Everyone wants to help get it for Christmas. Yeah, that's awesome. That sounds actually so wholesome. Just don't get too competitive ripping each other's heads off. Remember, it's like he's helping me, he's helping me, he's helping me. I know some of the compositions apparently are pretty rough. Some of the comps that didn't matter. Which got ourselves our horn. Is he gonna be first up? No, he's not. Looks like Dan is gonna be first up versus Curdy. Have Dan and Curdy fought each other? I don't think there was a lot of instances of Dan and Curdy specifically fighting one another. Have there? Someone says 4GA Melted Slack Heart one day of the first day of the season. That's, I don't even remember what Melted Slack Heart does, but that's crazy. 4GA. Dude, remember when I played Sork one time and I got that one Hydra unique 4GA? Remember that? That was wild. I did not realize I was lucky. I thought it was just kind of, oh, neat. I didn't think much of it at the time. Oh, man. It was like, what, second season after like not playing for a very, very long time? It's crazy. Curdy is literally asleep. He's like, you know what? It's a paladin. They got more mobility than I do. Not that much more. That or Curdy's like one of those two. Dan doing going for the darker and Rachel to remove the dots. Curdy with a DC. Wait, he's actually full DC, isn't he? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dan is kind of slowed down at least. Give him a chance to recover. Give him a chance to come back. Yeah, Curdy is completely disconnected. Unfortunately. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait it. We're gonna have to wait it out a little. Unfortunate. Of the bat. That's rough. That's rough. Hopefully he'll come back. What does Saya look like? Yes, Saya. That's a good set. That looks really, really good. Scandion, so here, Skinandi. I messed up your name so bad, dude. Might be. Might be. Alright, well now we're just waiting. Hopefully Curdy comes back. Looks like Curdy's back, and Dan immediately hits him with a judgment. Didn't even give him much of a chance to get any kind of a breather. Curdy immediately popping off cooldowns with a full burst at the ready. He's got Void Torrent, everything available. Big Void Volley around the corner, and that's going to be a big Rift chasing after Dan. If maybe Curdy can go for a couple of DPs to buff up the Rift even further, that Mind Blast too is going to be huge. Void Blast is also massive. As Curdy may need to go for Massive Spell. Juke, is he able to remove that full immunity? Dan does go for a blind, but it's actually fully immune by Curdy. Is gonna maybe potentially go for a disperse here, trying to get whatever heals he can. Wake of Ash is available for Dan. He could make some damage happen. That's gonna be a big disperse. So Curdy able to remove the blind bubble off. Dan is still massive. Got himself a big rip. May need to go for a big explosion. No! Never mind! Dan's just a paladin and he just got hammer and damage. Doesn't even matter. There it is. Just been shiny in the standings. Skinandi? I had no idea. That's kind of cool. I like it. Skinandi. That's kind of sick. Kingsbane, but it does not protect you with a bop. Unfortunately, Kingsbane poison still coursing through your veins. Maybe if Axe went for a couple of Venoms to follow, technically if he went Cold Blood, he would have been able to get some big damage off of that. Unless he's not playing that. Unless he's using Cold Blood for the Kingsbane and not using Cold Blood for the Venoms to follow up. But some rogues do one and some rogues do the other. But a full death mark, all the dots are in, kill shot. Yeah, he's just gonna go in for a full murder spree here. Just gonna make the damage happen. Is it Nasmeshka next? It is Nasmeshka next. With Axe catching himself a bit of a reset around the other side. Walking towards the eyes, it may just end up picking him up. That or it's just gonna camp out that eye spot. Which looks like maybe just camping it. Nasmeshka feeling pretty confident as a subtlety rogue. I actually think subtlety versus Assassin. Subtlety could do a lot. Assassin could definitely get a lot of dot damage, but no. Ooh, that gouge, the kidney, the go, the flare, the shadow blades are rolling in. He's got himself a big go for Axe and used to get himself an answer. Disarmor Nasmeshka does fall over to Disarmor to Axe as he goes in for evasion. So Nasmeshka actually still have a defensive value here. He's going to go for a vanish. As long as he got a rupture onto Axe, he should be able to get a proper open on him. And definitely should charge in. He's kind of going the long way, but he definitely should be rushing at him immediately. Because if you can get a full sap on the guy, that'd be ideal. Cheap shot instead. Big Envenom to Inviscerate to follow. Just cheap death. Just needs a couple of hits and does end up taking him out. Last cheap shot at the end with a few autos. Skin Yandi, if that helps. Skin Yandi? Okay, I can do that. I mean, Skin Yandi. Skin Yandi. I guess there was a correct pronunciation there, isn't there? I saw for someone else. I have my likes today. Can't play. To my dad watch. Yo, Kirby. Curdy, appreciate you. I don't know why I called you Kirby. It literally says Curdy T with the chat. Curdy. I'm sorry about the lags, man. I'm sorry about it. But yo, Rick, if you're around, Rick, we might have a spot for you. Or for the team Saya. Now I'll say it out loud. That's a terrifying team. That's a terrifying team, honestly. Gouge onto Radimus. Nasmeshka does have blades coming up very, very soon, but he's just going to go in for a bit of a go. Enough to force a bubble out of Radimus. Nasmeshka get hit with a Hodge, not a trinket. Holding onto it. Is that a cloak? Vanish? Or just going to sippy cup and try to see if he can waddle? He's trying to see if he can not commit a lot of defenses, but that Vanish is not going to get him out of there scot-free. With a blind onto Radimus. Cloak of Shadows to follow. Try to see if he can back up out of there. Into a cheap shot right after. Are you just going to follow up with damage again? He got flagellation. Maybe he just makes it happen. Blind to follow. You have a trinket. You break it. Trinkets it. But I'm not sure what happened. I think maybe he was trying to go for a trinket, but maybe he's trying to catch up. He did have a vanish actually. So maybe he meant to like press trinket vanish. Maybe he's also lagging a little. I'm not 100%. Radimus was a spell worded, but that doesn't stop the army of the undead. A lot of them do physical damage. You were just done. You were just done. Look at the army go. Yeah, walking back to the army is just over. Even if you have full magic immunity, it doesn't matter. Arhan also does do decent physical damage. Like his auto attacks actually do decently okay. Not amazing damage, but decently okay. Skin Yandi is going to be up next time. Shiny in... What was it? Icelandic? Evade disarm to Arhan. Actually, Skin Yandi with a full parry up and available. But like he can't really catch up to Arhan, and he does have a little ghoul attacking him, but you can't heal off of it. Charging in. If you can get yourself a nice little setup versus Arhan, you do have the big demolish ability. So as long as you have someone to follow up with the demolish, it does have a lot more range to it nowadays. So you can actually make some damage happen. Starting to Arhan. Got himself a couple of hits. Breaking past the armor. Do you just go for a big demolish? As long as you're kind of near the guy, you should be able to get him full value. Just going for the big cleaves to follow. Just see as the Axe can range as well. Big demolish right after. Oh! It does land it. He was getting surrounded, but more ghouls spawning in more mages, but it looks like the diseases do end up taking him with Young as well as Kardath as the last two left versus Saya. Did we miss somebody, or was that literally the entire team that played so far? Crazy ping. Yeah, I'm assuming it's probably you and Curdy probably got something going on with that ping then, yeah? I'm assuming maybe. Because I saw you like trinket after the stun was over, and I thought like, wait, something odd happened there. Like something odd happened, like something out of your control at that point, I imagine. And I think I was correct when I said that. It's going to be full meteor clashing down, big comment storm onto Saya, hand of freedom, keeping him out of sight of Young. Maybe you can go for a Nova once the freedom is worn off. You can still go for a freeze from the pet. Maybe a freeze around the corner just to make sure he gets the shatter proc combos. Maybe possibly, unless he's just using the Ray of Frost just to slow him down. I can't wait until Rare Frost is the big ability for mages, man. I feel like that's going to be nuts for them. It's going to be crazy because you basically do high damage at all times. And then if you got burst, you got a big ray. It's going to go for a full stun onto Saya. Glacial Spike trying to see if he can land it. Saya, Hand of Freedom, walking out of that stun to make sure it does not happen. And he's still got plenty of damage. Just going to try to see if he can bully Young, since Young can't respond. Puts him into a big old block, giving Saya a cold shoulder. But Saya still has everything. He's got Lay on Hands, Spell Warden, Bubble. See, if you really just want to Spell Warden out of this and just take down Young, he could. And he just might actually. It's going to be Polly. Young does not have a full stun ready for Saya. So I think he's just going to have to go for whatever shatter damage he can from a distance. But all he can really do is just run away. Hand of Freedom stolen. But like, what else can you really do in this situation? Glacial Spike Wall on the move. Another block. At least it gives you a bit of healing. Maybe if Saya had like some kind of like a spell cast that he can send, right? Maybe there's some kind of spells that he can actually cast himself and you could land a kick on it. Maybe that could be usable. I don't really know. Shifting power with regenerating owl for Saya. It's just gonna give him a bit of that healing of 47% dampening. Not a lot, but like better than nothing. It's a pretty good heal. Overall, not a bad heal. Grabbed by Young. They just try to go for a stun. Is that even gonna reach? I don't think it reaches. Yeah, I think you just might want to walk away. Yeah, Ultra unfortunately does put you right back next to him with a full Dawn Light. I think it's lights unless you get a shield. Yeah, it is over. Unfortunately, the mage couldn't really get much out from Saya, so it's going to be down to Cardath to use everything he can to get through a lay. Actually, maybe not Lay on Hands. I think that was used while the mage was out. Bob as well as a Bubble. So, and you are sub. I thought you were Assassination. I was going to say, you can Kingsbane one, Catmark the other, and then come back with the Kingsbane, but a sub. Good luck. I'll just say good luck. Gouge to make sure he got a flagellation, full burst ready to go. Saya is going to take a bit of that damage into a blessing of protection. Vanish out for Cardath. I don't know if Cardath has any dots. Looks like somebody is keeping him out of stealth and in danger potentially. So Saya trying to see if he can catch up to him if he lands a stun. Maybe a trinket on Cardath. Does go for the trinket. Downlight is on him. Cloak Shadows immediately. He needs to get back in there and get more pressure onto Saya, but there's a smoke bomb. He tried to see if he can land a wreck into the smoke bomb, but he wasn't able to. That or Cardath popped smoke bomb and then walked out of it. And I was thinking, like, probably somewhere in that smoke, right? They're probably somewhere in there. Maybe if I just send it, maybe I'll get him out. But Cardath may have actually had a cloak during that as well, so I don't think it matters. But now, the question is, does Cardath just wait 45 seconds until blades are back up? Let's just wait and then get a bubble and then goes to reset and does the same thing with Saya. Because that is 2 vanishes that he had to use and a trinket and a cloak. So you had to commit a lot. Is it going to be down to Saya potentially just picking up the eye, finding the rogue and clamping him down? It may come down to that. It just might come down to that. Which is not going to be great for Cardath, unfortunately. But we'll see. But we'll see. I just don't really know what he could do. I feel like if it was Assassination, the Kingsbane would have gotten Bop. Or even Spell Warden out of the guy. I guess a Bop would be fine too. And the Death Mark would have gotten a bubble. But as Subtlety, you're basically waiting until everything is available. Blades and everything. Maybe he can land a sap, but like, I don't really know. He sees you, he finds you, he catches you, he hits you with a full wake of match. So it's just going to be lots, a lot of damage. Maybe Cardath could just press evasion, gouge, flagellation, blades everything. I mean, Saya could just press bubble. He can just press bubble and it's over. Because Cardath can't really escape. He doesn't even have a vanish. Yeah, just there's not much you can do. Subrog versus Paladin is just might be one of those like David versus Goliath, but Goliath is like juice, while David has literally like a pebble. Actually, I guess it all took for David as a pebble, didn't it? No, he has less than a pebble. He had broken limbs. I don't really know. It just feels like it's an impossible odds. As Assassination, it's much easier. As the other spec, it's a lot harder. Jayhawk, more games. Are we doing more? Are we doing? Okay, do one more. We can do one more, chat. We can do an uno mas. One more. Uno mas. I'm down. Science is ready. Did Science switch out for Rick? Did it pick up Rick? Because Cardi is gonna have to bounce. Bodies. He says he's ready too, so we'll do this one more here. Do I do another Blades Edge? Do I do Blades Edge, chat? Big map if possible. I only know one big map. Actually, I know a couple, but Toblerone's like the best. I'll give you guys a big map here. A big map for the Big Mac. Oh, Rick is in. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. ONYXIA, the Jackie Chan West movie. ONYXIA. Was this from a Jackie Chan West movie? No, not really. I've just been saying ONYXIA forever. I've been saying ONYXIA forever, man. I mean, growing up in US, right, and going to like US schools, you learn a little bit of Spanish or French, but like, imagine learning French. Not, no offense to French people, the language is really tough. But yeah, you hear quite a decent bit of Spanish, and it's just something that rubbed off on me from like school or whatever. Uno mas is something I added to my vernacular. Uno mas. I don't know. I just like it. I just like it. Which? Air Horn Radio on Team 1. Is it going to be first up? I like the Basilisk. Hey, Brawlers Guild guy, huh? Dude, Brawlers Guild wasn't really that bad. I feel like I need to go and do all the other Brawlers Guild fights just for like, just to experience the content, the culture of a Brawlers Guild. There's a lot of fights that are not part of like the seasonal. That are not part of this, right? It pretty much feels like they put all the easy fights in. Although I did hear from some of you guys saying like, yo, the scaling is busted. These bosses slap. So I don't know if it's like just me, my Mythic Gear Rogue that had an easy time or what. Blazestorm out for Skinyandy as Airhorn got himself as much health as possible. Battlemaster Stricken, just letting the army of undead savage down the warrior. That's all he really needs. It just needs to buy himself as much time as possible. Just keep a chain of ice onto the warrior and just kind of walk it away whenever he's feeling kind of like he's taking a little bit of damage. Look at him, just trying to see if he can waddle away. Whatever slows he's got, whatever slows he's got. Death back for a second. Skinyandy, unless he got a heal, it is going to be Airhorn taking him out. That's a nice little clone shot at the end. Slapping him up the cheek. The left one or the right one. Cheap shot, Garrote, everything is up here right now. That's going to be a Shiv. Oh, big damage on for Axe. Yeah, as a Death Knight, there's just not much you can do. Got forced to learn French, okay, I got an A star on it. Yo. Yeah, French is a weird one. I haven't... When it was a chance to learn, like, in school, like, Spanish or French, I thought, Spanish. Mostly because there are, like, some words and some thought processes, like how the language is gendered. I was like, oh, that's like Russian. Yeah, I could probably, like, pick that up a little bit easier. And it was easier. It was genuinely easier. Alternatively, in class you had what, French or Latin, and everybody said that everybody that took French said don't do French. Everybody that chose Latin said don't do Latin. So I decided just to go with that. And then college came around, and they were like, I need like 2 classes for language, but I kind of want to get out this year, so I'm not in college for 5 years, but 4 years. And then I found out that the teacher that taught Russian, she was like, oh, if you help out, I'll just give you credit like you got for 2 classes. And I was like, yeah. So I wasn't even there to take tests. I was really there to help out more than anything. Cold Blood by Axe. He has no health whatsoever. Sipika barely keeping him alive. Cheap shots lock it down on this Pershka. Got the blades on him. Wait a second. Is that the biggest train? Oh my god. That was the craziest turnaround. He is even jumping around the boy. And now he's trying to see if he can get away from Cardath. Trinket immediately. Cheap shot to follow Cardath. Is not going to let this boy out of his sight. Immediate dots and Shiv. To amp up those dots, just take him out very, very quickly. That is crazy. That is crazy work out of Axe, by the way. Just the turnaround. Sub-Rogue, I think it was? Yeah, Sub-Rogue. With Rick going to be up next. They're actually letting Rick play. Rick got 3 to get through. Cardath, Young Jay, and Danderwin. I think Rogue is probably one of his easiest matchups, though. Pretty sure Rogue is actually one of Warlock's easier matchups. Where's your pet? Felguard? Oh, there it is. I was going to say it for a second. Like, you had 2 imps, but no Felguard. I didn't know where that boy went. But lighting a sap at Felguard is actually huge, because actually you might be able to sap it out and stay in stealth. Yeah. You're just going to ignore him. He's going to avoid it completely. That's actually pretty good. Actually pretty good. And eyes are down for both sides, I'm pretty sure, yeah? Pretty sure. With Cardath, he's going to have to wait until... I mean, he could wait until a Trinket is back up and available. And I guess he could wait for an entire minute. The eyes up behind you? Nope. He actually might need to wait until Trinket is available. I think he technically has a lot of damage he could send into Rick. He just won't really be able to get away from the CC. Right? Because it's going to be Axe Toss immediately. And then it's going to be a Fear AoE. And then normal Fear. And unless you already get your dots rolling, you're going to end up getting too far away from Rick. Then you go to hit sprint, and Rick is probably going to port. Then you got to catch up to him. He's got a gateway, and then he gets steps, but like nothing to step to. And then by then he's going to have access back up. So it's actually kind of a rough spot. And Cardath is, I think, going to have to play around Trinket. That, or he has to play around Meld and try to see if he can meld an Axe Toss. That is something he might be able to do. Oh, Gouge in the pet. That actually stops the Axe Toss altogether. Rick immediately hits him with a slow. That's going to be all the dots in. Ports really early. Does Trinket to make sure to break past the road. Cardath could vanish here and just continue on. He does pick up a re-stealth, actually. And I think Cardath could just zoom in. He could just zoom right in. As long as he lands a sap on the main pet so he doesn't immediately Axe Toss him. Garrote and getting all the dots in is going to be massive. Trinket is available for the first break on the CC. It is going to be able to do it, but the Fell Lord comes down. It is going to have the knockdown, stun onto Rick. This is going to be an opportunity for Cardath to make damage happen. Evasion is available. Does go for a vanish into a Trinket. Full dots around into Rick. Rick has a wall. Is it going to be enough? Vanish still available for Cardath in case he wants to escape. As long as he doesn't have any dots, he could get himself an easy escape here. He's choosing not to go for it just yet. Tyrant is in. Rick be able to max up and amp up all of his demons. Cardath still has a vanish up his sleeve in case he needs to. And Rick is still melting. Blind on the main pet. Does get a Garrote with a vanish. Cheap shot. Stepping on top of it. Wait, I think Cardath still wins this. Blades are in and Rick does go down. Oh my god, dude. These assassination rogues are blowing my mind today. They're just like, here's this gladiatorial juggernaut of a duelist. Absolutely one of the toughest specs to duel one-on-one. I'm gonna take him down. Let me get my Trinket here. And then systematically dismantled him. He's not landing a sap at Radimus. I think he did get clipped by some dots potentially, but... Or no, maybe not dots. Maybe just a Wake of Ashes. Maybe just like a wave of ashes after a sap, but... Nothing too bad. Sitting up for some food. You got a King's Bane. Maybe he just goes in for a King's Bane. Except he doesn't have a cloak or evasion. He doesn't have any escapes until he waits like at least 20 seconds. Maybe then he can meld stealth out. That's about all. Yeah, I think for Cardath, waiting is going to be his name of the game. For Radimus, he does have an opportunity to potentially pick up the eye and find Cardath though. If he goes in for eyes, he will find him. And as long as you get like a stun on him, you should be good. Cardath trying to see if he can maybe approach. Kind of goes behind the pillar. If Radimus is careful, he's trying to catch up to the pillars. I think he more or less determined that Cardath has to be around this pillar. I think he does see him. If you get the camera around the corner, you will have the right angle. Smoke Bomb is going to get him a stun either way. No Trinket available. Cardath is just going to have to bear the damage. He does have a Cloak of Shadows to destroy any of the dot damage that follows up on him. Kingsbane is available. He has to wait out until Deathmark. Kingsbane is in. Blind was used by Radimus. Evasion up for Cardath. Does have a Death Pact here. Is going to use everything available. Radimus with the Cloak. And the vanish out for Cardath does have a dot on him. Evasion is available. It has a Trinket, but he needs to find a way to escape. Maybe he can land a sap. Subterfuge sap around the corner into Radimus. That's about all, I think. I think it's about all he can do. Stun. No, he still looks like either has eyes. No, I think maybe just a dot that got the rogue out, but that is a rough one. You set him on fire? Wait, he's literally on fire. You literally burned him up. What'd you do to him? Not my day, playing really bad. I feel like you're playing fine, man. You had the couple of games that we did really well. Can't win them all, man. Can't win them all. Plus that one game where you had like a late Trinket because of a DC. Can't do much about it. This last game, Dalaran, we're gonna queue more. We'll see. I am getting kind of hungry. Is it gonna be Young Jay? It looks like Dan is letting you know, like, hey, go. Here's the go guy. Go, 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 go. Oh man, dude, I miss when people did machinimas. I feel like nobody does machinimas anymore. We were so good. Definitely a project of the time. Hand of Freedom getting yoinked. Young Jay just go for full Ray of Frost. Radimus trying to escape it. It is having to go for Lay on Hands too here, so he's having to burn a lot of cooldowns back to back, trying to see if he can tussle with the mage. But as soon as you see him bike away, gotta bring behind the pillar himself. He's just gonna walk away out of there. He's gonna back out of there. Pro PvE Talon's gonna fix everything. I'm leaving then, playing with Rolling Talons. Rick, well, I was gonna think about what to do, but if you're leaving then I might just have to bounce, man. Yeah. That's all good though, my guy. That's all good. I am glad you at least got a chance to play. Next week we could probably go for longer matches if you want it. Full immunity out for Radimus. Young just used to wait us out. It's crazy, man. The immunes that Pallies have. Spell Warden just stops all spell damage. Bop is a little different. Spell Warden, does it remove CC? I mean, I know the Bop you can remove a stun. but you can remove a magic stun with a Spell Warden. Or Bob can remove a physical stun. I don't know if Spell Warden does remove like CC, like a fee or anything like that. Not 100% on that one. Trinket blind, but Radam has got himself Shield of Vengeance. Wake of Ashes available. Everything is up, so he's actually in a great spot. It's going to be a attempt to interrupt by Young, but Radam is still able to keep trucking on. Blocked by Young. Does not want to find out what Radam has got in his back pocket. He's got a lot of potential damage here, man. So I want to play one. I'm not hungry much. Well, time zone differences. You probably ate. I still haven't. I haven't had lunch and it's 4 p.m., dude. It's almost dinner time for me. So, you know what I mean? Like, I was going to go for a walk in the park today. Normally I walk around my neighborhood, but I was going to go to a walk in the park today, man, before it gets dark. It gets dark so fast. Into a quick breath under Radimus. Does Young just get to drop everything on him? He's got no immunity. Is that going to be the full? Oh, he's got a stun in between. Oh, that's so funny. Awesome for Radimus. Unfortunate for Young. Try to go for a kick, maybe. Did not quite go for a kick. Almost went for it. Almost went for it. Radimus trying to see if he can find himself a bit of cover, but those flurries, a Frost Bomb. I think he just dead to Frost Bomb. No, he should be able to live it, but if it crits, it's going to do a lot of damage. It did a lot of damage. Definitely not a comfortable number of damage. Did hit him pretty hard. Ring of Frost around the corner and nothing he could do, unfortunately. Does Young have like a big spike? Frost Bomb again. Common Storm. Flurry. Ooh, Radimus lives. Bubble is available. He's got himself Wake of Ashes that potentially could get some damage on the Young. He is not out of this fight just yet. He also does have a human racial coming up in case he gets hit by a stun. He will be able to break out of a stun. So he's got the human racial for that specifically. Maybe lay on hands? I don't know if Radimus has it. That's a possibility though. He might. He might. But for Young, he does not have much to work with. I mean, Blink is available. But Radimus, I think he just tried to buy himself time. Radimus does not have any mana, so at least if anything, that is an advantage for Young. Is the fact that Radimus can't really do much mana-wise. He's in a little bit of a rough spot right now. In a bit of a tight spot right now. But Young is in an okay spot for the time being. For the most part. But, I mean, who wins this actually? I think Radimus, right? Young can get out of a stun in case he blinks. So Young could actually do a very aggressive blink. And then trinket out of a stun from Radimus. In case he wants to use it just for mobility. Poly to follow. Frostbomb. I think he's just going to play it safe, right? He's not going to close the gap. No, it just meets your Comet Storm. Radimus immediately just going to go behind the pillar. Young does go for a blink. It is going to get himself a Ray of Frost. Radimus could just go down. Barely alive. Ultra time available. It's done. Young can trinket it. For once, he does go for a trinket. Is going to all the time it though. So I don't really know if he needed to trinket it. Blizzard around one corner, trying to see if he can maybe cut Radimus in. Radimus does not have help to work with. He's just gonna die in a blizzard, isn't he? He is! With the pedals pelting him. I didn't even think that it could happen. Honestly, I thought that it was okay. But Blizzard actually, I guess, does decent amount of damage. You usually don't sit on it that often. At 65% dampening to it, it's not like he can really heal. No more block available for Young. He got an Abyss. He's got a normal trinket. Won't be able to use it for a while. All he can maybe do is get super far away from Saya and then pelt him from as much frost damage as possible. That's about all he can really do. He got Alter. And Saya, I think, got a Hodge ready for that, right? He's probably spamming it. But he's just spamming it. He's waiting for it. Waiting for it. Waiting. Nah, not gonna go for the Alter. Cancel that Alter. Yeah, so Young, I think all he could do is maybe try to see if he can get slows onto Saya immediately. As many slows as possible, but it's a Spell Warden. There's not much you could do. Maybe you could press on Viz and just hopefully live long enough. Because now you gotta wait it out. Yeah, all you can do is wait it out. Maybe hit him with a Breathless on the Spell Warden and ends it. Trying to land a Poly. Does land it. I think maybe just goes in for full burst and stuns Saya. Maybe? Nah. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, Wreck around the corner. It is so over. It is so over, man. Yeah, it is so over. Dan versus Saya. Saya does lose out on at least one immunity. That is Spell Warden. Unless Dan wants to give him proper honor duel, let him wait out 5 minutes for it. He might as well get in there. He might as well charge in there and make it happen. It is going to be stunned immediately for Saya. Trinket out for Dan. Trinket out for Saya with the reversal on the blind. Not going to go for Searing Glare by the looks of it. I don't know if he had it set up or if it was on cooldown or if he used it or what. But didn't use it. Dan tried to see if he could back up out of there. Got himself a bit of that Shield of Vengeance. Saya is in an okay spot. Dan will need to use Lay on Hands here, I think. I think just Lay on Hands and just push damage onto Saya. I think you have to. Dawn, that is gonna hurt. Regenerate is gonna help counteract that even a little bit, but it's just not enough healing. Dan may need to bubble this here. The fact that his bubble right now means he's locked out from main hand, so Saya could actually just counter with a bubble of his own, and Dan does not have a lot of health to work with. So I don't really know how things are gonna go for Dan here. Saya just got him on the ropes. Unless Dan can wait it out until Leon hits back up unavailable, he's just not in a great spot. I don't think he's got much of a recovery. He needs a lot more time. But maybe he's buying himself just enough time. Leon hits is up. Sai getting him with a blind. Dan with a Wake of Ashes. Next turn could be huge. Sai got a lay on hands. Okay, so Dan now got to buy himself even more time until Spell Warden is back, and then he could possibly maybe trade Spell Warden for a bubble of Saya. But then he's still got to land the stun immediately after the bubble is gone. Question is, does he have enough? I don't think he does. That forbearance is on him for a while. Yeah, that's rough, man. This is why when it gets Pally versus Pally, it's a chess match, man. Another beta build? Yeah, dude, and they juiced up rogues. It is so exciting, and they did some dungeon tuning too. I'm going to be checking it out later tonight. But yeah, chat, I think I'm gonna call it there. Last one, I think I'm gonna call it there, man. I got some work stuff I gotta do. I want to go for my walk, man. I want to go take care of my health, all that. Send more. Bro, I won't be able to go to the park then. I'll just have to walk around my neighborhood if it's another one. I got stuff I gotta do. What do you mean? Can we just do one more? No problem, Dala. Thanks, friend. Have fun. Yeah. Yeah, because it gets really, really dark after 5. So if I go to the park now, it might be alright. Next week will be better. Yeah. Hopefully they'll have the power and stuff all good by then. Can I play without electric? I feel ya, that, man. I feel ya. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that, man. Hopefully the outages will be less of a thing in the future, yeah? But yo, thank you, boys. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks for the stream. GG's, boys. Thank you all for coming by, man. Appreciate you. Charles in day and then Charles in the evening. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Hopefully they fix the outage thing. Seriously, man. That's rough. And you still got Gladiator and super higher rank in solo shuffles and everything, and you're just like barely play. That is wild, man. That's a man who is super giga efficient with his time. You got to respect that, honestly. Really got to respect that. Alrighty, boys. You guys have a wonderful one. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to get some food. I'm going to chill tonight. I'm going to get some beta stuff done because a bunch of stuff I can work on. I'm kind of happy about it. But yeah, I'll see all of you guys in the next stream. Alrighty, boys. Alrighty. Peace.
Woke up in a burning home. Blame myself, I should have known. To stay in our place, sealed our fate, buried in the catacombs. Setting fire to the life we made. Such a fucking waste of time. Said you love me till my heart decays. Guess my darling changed her mind. It talks my heart online. Too afraid to find that you changed your mind from sleepless nights. Was I part of your design? Push me till I broke alone. No one heard my heart explode. It's a suicide dive, just leave when you die and question everything you know. Setting fire to the life we made. Such a fucking waste of time. Said you love me till my heart decays. Guess my darling changed her mind. And talks my heart online. Such a fucking waste of and dark's my heart online.